I got it for a song, so I had to grab it. Unfortunately, Volume 2 is no cheaper than $300. And I'm
Yipe.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
I'm sure
guess
there's
I'll
a
be
PDF
waiting.
somewhere.
It's pretty interesting with all the history of Judges Guild back in the day and stuff like that. But it's got these great Teagle Manor maps. Some that come out of the book, some that
Oh
are
yeah.
the inside cover. With the original hand drawn notes and everything. I can't wait. I'm going to run Teagle Manor with White Box probably around
That'll be nice.
Christmas. Yeah. I only have like one player so far, so
Who? Your son?
no,
I'm sure
a guy named Tanner.
Tanner. I'm sure you can find some players.
Yeah. I gotta get some other stuff done first, but I'll extend the invite to you guys if you're interested.
Oh yeah, man. I don't remember how to play. It's been so long. How do you play this dumb game? There's something to do with Shadow's weapons are getting broken.
DM tells you to do. Roll what the DM tells you to do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not hard. People act like it's hard,
It's
like,
not rocket science.
yeah. I show up with first generation games from time to time with people I play with, and they have no clue. They're like, "What did you bring?" I said, "Another lethal game. You guys want to play?" Sure. They have no idea what the rules are.
Hey, OG.
Hey, yeah.
Random 3x5 cards with
shoot me that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, show me that cleric that you had. I'll play that.
Oh, okay, hold on. I got
My
to.
last character has horrible stats, so
Yeah, are we
I'm happy to play.
To stay stoned, or are we rescuing it?
I'd like to be rescued. I started.
Well, since the only person that made it back to town is Gillum Dragonslayer, it's up to Gillum Dragonslayer.
The mighty torchbearer.
I got to find what's his name's sheet. Hold on.
Thank you.
What's his name?
I lost in the scroll. That's one thing of Discord. It just keeps going.
It's Ray Home, I believe, or something with an R.
Yeah.
There it goes. Yeah, I
And
finally found the good piece. I told you, I knew I had like stuff, but all I could find was like the lame quick start rules. I finally found in my files the better Shadowdark stuff. I'm like, there it is.
Have you read that trap book that you were showing off?
I just found it.
I had gotten the same book a couple years ago as a gift from one of my boys, and I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
a lot of good ideas.
So I've got
and not as crazy as the Grimtooth.
No, yeah, I got all three Grimtooths.
Yeah,
or at least 2 or 3 of them, whatever.
Overkill,
and they're ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
everything after the first is just. It's like they're cool, but really, would somebody waste all the time to build this?
Could they build it?
Yeah. All right, Matt. I just sent it to you in Discord.
I'm also reading one of Ed Fitch's books. That's also basically terrible things to do to players in dungeons.
Okay, I'm finally in there. I'm lying.
Hi, Jen.
Hi.
It's funny because with the books of amazing traps, and then 90% of the time it's the 10 by 10 pit that takes out the party, right?
Right.
And then they spend an hour and a half trying to figure out how to circumvent the 10 by 10 pit, and it's a super complex trap. It's like we just wasted a whole bunch of time building that super complex trap. The 10 by 10 pit keeps killing them. Yeah, nobody would build those things. No matter how bored the wizard is, that's too much work.
But Chinese kung fu movies.
Chinese kung fu movies?
Yeah, you watch you get the right kung fu movies.
Yeah.
Out of China, and they are D&D as heck. They're
yeah.
like, you're watching it, and they're like, did they just go into a Mayan pyramid?
Yeah, or like the 7 chambers of Wu-Tang and all that other stuff.
The robot men come out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The little guy in the go-kart that has a flamethrower, and then the evil guy in his throne that shoots like.
There's some great stuff. Yeah, there's some great stuff
in there. So it's
The,
definitely
the baby
like
cart
I watched
stuff.
some
And,
of those, and I'm like, cool. We got the giant spiders even.
Wasn't that Lone Wolf and Cub?
yeah, Lone Wolf and Cub
Oh yeah.
with the baby cart and all the
And just
weird stuff.
Weird things like dominoes that set off a trap. And
Oh yeah, all those Rube Goldberg traps. Yeah. Funny how we never can find those things when we're really looking for them in real life, but according to film,
yeah, they exist.
they're there somewhere.
Hollywood lying to us once again.
What? No, never,
Never.
never.
What was this character's name?
Rahum, Rahoom. But
And it was devoted to the.
yeah, he's the guy you handed the immortal demon snake
Okay.
to.
What was his name? Snark? Sasark?
SSSTRGGGG. Yes, his succulent. Remember, you're the first succulent of the evil immortal demon snake.
I guess besides classes now, having role-playing games with skills for the characters is like, why are they even doing that in modern games?
Skills? Oh well, I'm the wrong person to talk to. I love skills.
I don't know,
too.
but it was.
I love skill systems, but
It's like a thing now amongst some of the people playing role-playing games, and I was like, well, skills have real-life application. You all drive, but every day people fail that drive check just to get to work.
yes, it's amazing how many people fail that role.
Yeah, And I said on top of that, the difference between you driving and say the ability to balance a car on 2 wheels at 80 miles per hour and then recover from the blowout that it will have when it comes down on the other and lands on all fours, that's real skill.
Yep, totally agree.
You can't.
That's the difference between a +1 and a +10.
Yeah, and so I know I can do it because I've done it, but everybody else seems to have trouble with that maneuver, and they end up in walls or upside down, or and I've also done blowouts with 40-foot buses on the CHP. They have a big CHP training facility out here, and it's got a big track. And,
All right, so we've got. You are adopting the cleric for the day, Mike?
Yes.
And who are you playing, Jen?
I'm playing a priest.
A 2-priest.
What?
Oh, you know what? I'm a little boy, so hold on a second.
And we've got
And
Gillum,
2 feet.
Gillum Dragon Slayer, and Shadow is you're playing your thief, right?
Yep.
This is
Belong.
the closest
With the
LARPing as you guys
mysterious
get.
Black
Sideways.
Black Spear. So I could, I would remind the other 2 characters what happened to them, but they're statues, so I can't. But I can remind Gillum. So Gillum, you have limped away from the lair of the witch and the giant mole people because everybody you were with got turned into stone. So
Yeah, I
you
got stoned. Yes, they did.
You've arrived back at Port Crum.
Did I miss the session?
Yeah, last session. You weren't here, were you?
I don't remember any of what you're talking about.
Then you
Yeah,
weren't
everyone
here.
got stoned but me.
Just Gillum and Jen's pirate elf and Mike's barbarian
I
goblin.
never miss a game.
He
All right,
It was
guys.
Memorial Day or Father's Day or something. Yeah,
It was a
Oh.
last minute thing. You had people
Shadow,
over or
you weren't
something.
in the last.
you had people over.
Yeah,
Or
you're
Mother's
right,
Day.
you're right.
Yeah.
You were separated from the group.
It was Mother's
Yeah.
Day.
You just stayed in town, spending your hard-earned barbarian money. We're hanging out at the elf's boat, since the elf said everybody could hang out in her boat.
Yeah, but now it's my boat because she's stoned.
Well, the elf hasn't come back.
Well, finders keepers.
So yeah, I mean, you got your little strong boxes that you all bought to put your gold in.
Sure.
So
Sure.
but then everybody's talking about this 12-year-old boy who came back the other day and killed a dragon and all the party, tons of treasure. And so, there's plenty of other adventurers in town. Some of them have already been with your friends. You heard the story about this group of people who went to rescue kidnapped victims, and they all came back, and they all seem to be hanging out at this boat. There's some guy walking around with a black spear, and so they had friends. If you wanted to talk to them about saving the people you were with, and Ferdinand and the goblin and the elf. So it's really kind of the ball's in your court because you're the only one that knows what happened and where they are. So Gillum, Dragon Slayer. But everybody's like, oh, Gillum, Dragon Slayer. Oh my God, he really killed a dragon. Oh my God. And you're probably showing off, look, I can stick all these things in this bag and it's still not full.
Well.
So the red gem was able to get you some healing from the generic church in town, since nobody's claimed a cleric yet, but now we have 2 clerics. So what type of god are you a cleric of, Jessica? I can't hear you, so I'm gonna assume it's the god of silence.
Sorry. I was chewing.
Okay.
I'm a chaotic character, but I didn't pick a deity yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
So maybe it's one of the lost.
The lost gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It could be one of the major gods. I mean, there's a cult of the doorknob in this world, so there's a lot. You could worship the doorknob god if you want.
I'll pick one.
So yeah,
it's
I know
chaotic,
there's some pre-suggested gods for Shadowdark, but the world I'm using has a lot of major and minor ones. So, and when in doubt, you can always go Tyr, but he's more of a lawful god.
Oh well, Tyr sounds good.
Yeah, he is a lawful good god.
I mean, I could change to lawful. That's not a big deal.
Whatever's best for you. You.
You.
And we don't know who Rehome worships. Rehome worships. I mean, how many people get to take their god with them? You can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that your god exists because you can show it to him. Here he is. My god, he can talk. My immortal demon snake. Yes, worship me. Succulent.
Yeah. I'll change to lawful and I'll go with Tyr.
Tyr. Always a good one. A lot of support. Lawful good paladin god. So what's your plan, Gillum?
Well, I really can't leave my master down there. There's probably more treasure to get. I mean, there's a lot of stuff down there.
Yes, there was.
So the more the merrier. We get them unstoned, unfrozen, rehumaned, and get more stuff. And be heroes and stuff.
Yeah. Roll D20 plus your charisma mod if you have one.
Oh, my charisma mod. Oh. All right. I rolled a 14, subtract 2. No.
So in your delirium while you were getting your ankle fixed, you probably blurted out something about your friends being turned to stone to generic priest, and generic priest responded that, oh well, if this is true, there is a way to turn them back, but there are certain things that they would require to make the restorative potion. Like they could use the blood of the basilisk to make a potion that would turn them back to not stone. Unfortunately, you don't have any of that. So, but if you could get some,
yeah.
They can turn your friends back. Other than that, there's powerful magic that's can tune them in too, but that's not within their wheelhouse. These are pretty much, a bunch of first and second level clerics who don't adventure anymore because they've gotten, lost an arm or something. And it's just easier to make money off of people coming to them to be healed instead of going out and healing people in the adventuring thing. So they say, yes, if you can bring us the blood of the basilisk, we could make a potion that would turn your friends back to normal.
Oh, right. I'm going to go get blood of the basilisk. Anybody want to come? You know where it is.
So you hear through the grapevine, Rehum and Jessa, that your friends, the ones you went in with and rescued from the gnomes, apparently have vanished, or some 12-year-old kid who killed a dragon, or
Unlikely.
the story doesn't. You're getting bits and pieces of the story, but the general thing that you're hearing, the three of you are hearing, is that your friends are missing now. Since you're using the elf's boat, do you really want her back? I mean,
Well, if Sistarg wills it, I will go and find this.
well, of course, Starg wants more worshippers.
I would.
Didn't that goblin say he was going to worship Starg too? More succulents for me. More succulents.
I would love to help.
Okay. And barbarian elf thief.
Yeah, I'm on the boat.
Wow. Well, you hear people talking about this, that this 12-year-old kid is looking to go rescue your friends.
Oh, to actually rescue those people specifically?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
there's other stuff going on in town, but that's the first one that you hear that interests you.
well, I'm gonna have to go talk to this kid.
I mean, the other thing that's going on in town is people keep saying, obviously, that they keep seeing gnomes out in the wilderness and they keep seeing snake people out in the wilderness.
Oh,
Both of which nobody's seen in this part of the world for a long time. So both are notes of concern. But more closer to home for you is that your friends have all apparently been eaten by a 12-year-old kid or something. You should probably go find that 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Is look around for said kid. You know when I find him.
Okay, yeah, it's probably not that hard to find. If you just ask, you eventually get pointed to wherever. I mean, Gillum is probably acting the way any 12-year-old would act if they suddenly came into $9,000 or 99, however much money you had left, the equivalent of.
I got a mouthful of candy.
Yeah, like that movie Blank Check. I got 99 copper pieces and.
And I'm looking for thieves' tools.
Thieves. Well, you can't get thieves' tools because there's no such thing as thieves' tools. But you can definitely get some lock picks and jeweler's files and dental's tools and needle nose pliers, and that'll probably cost you a gold or two.
All right.
Let me see. Let's go to equipment. Basic gear.
Hey, kid.
What?
I'm looking for my friends.
Oh, I know where they are.
Where it is? Yeah, you know where. Not only know where they are, but you know what happened to them.
Yeah. They're statuary.
Yeah. How does that even happen?
Well, there's this big dragon thing, and anytime I looked at anybody and they looked at it, they became a statuary.
Well, how come you didn't become a
I
statuary?
I killed it.
Oh, you killed it.
Yeah.
What'd you kill it with?
My slingshot.
Your slingshot.
Right in the eye.
Wow. So you know where they are now.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I've been finding out what to do about to make them, human again.
Excuse me. What?
We got to make them human again.
Were they human to begin with?
Well, they're rock right now.
Okay. Well, why don't we go over to Yon Church and see if they might know of a cure for this
They already told me. I got to go get basilisk blood.
basilisk blood, huh?
Yeah, from the thing I killed.
Well, we better hurry before it all dries up, don't you think?
Yeah, I got me, a flask from the church. So, but I had to get some candy.
Of course. What'd you get?
I got me some gobstoppers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your character's a kid too. I forgot.
Uh-huh. You got any left?
You want my gobstoppers?
No, something less sticky.
No, it's all sticky. You want this? They call it a lollipop.
Yeah, I'm not a real big fan of lint. I'm allergic to lint. But we can stop at the shop on our way to, rescue our friends. You think we can handle it all by ourselves? I mean,
There's a lot of stuff down there.
I'll go help you.
Depends on what's come back. Things are moving around and living down there.
Oh, like what kind of stuff? Like monster kind of stuff?
Giant rats, big moles, little annoying people, snake guys.
Jen gets the luck point for showing her kitten.
Hey, OG,
Yes.
what race was this character? Was it a halfling?
You're a human.
No, human. Okay.
You were a human sacrifice to the bear cult.
Okay.
But
There's some freaky stuff down there.
you're a druid in training, but now you're a succulent in training.
I would like to, be listening in and interject myself. Like, hey, you said something about snakes. I'm something of an expert on snakes myself.
Yeah, there's like snake men and stuff down there. I don't know what to call them.
Call
They
them
definitely ain't
future
right.
worshippers.
There's some weird stuff in the ground.
I forget. Does everybody else hear the snake that I'm carrying talk?
Yes.
Okay. I just didn't know.
He talks. It's not telepathic or anything like
Okay.
that.
I'll be like,
Remember, I mean, bottom line, he's a snake. He's got like an int of 3.
I will be. I am Roham, and I am a devotee of Starg, and we would be honored for you to join us in your quest.
Yes. Join Starg in his quest to raise the powers of the demon snake god, of which I am the only one. But no, there's 2 of us, me and my succulent. Says the
Okay,
talking snake
whatever.
wrapped around his neck.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he's cool.
Well, I got a question. You're a god, right?
Yes. You and I have traveled together before. You rescued me.
Yeah. I know. I still got your clay pots here. You can do magic, right?
I can do magic through my succulent.
Well, that doesn't sound very, I don't know, godlike.
I'm the god of demon snakes. It's not like there's a lot of us.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you've got the market cornered, at least in this neck of the
I
woods.
do.
But
Before those idiots trapped me in that weird, whatever it was,
Clay pot?
solarium, I had like at least 8 worshippers, maybe 10. But, it's been a few
Wow.
years that I was trapped down there. Maybe a couple hundred. I don't know. It's hard to tell time. So I'm starting over with 1.
So,
Yeah. It's not like you can wear a
you're
watch.
like child god, a small god?
What? Well,
Like
you
a
know, there's.
child god, a small
Okay,
god.
I don't want to upset the Tyrion, but okay. So you see her over there. She's the priest, like the big guy. There's nobody bigger than Tyr in this part of the world. Like there's a whole country that worships Tyr. So obviously there's 100 people every day going, "Oh, Tyr." So Tyr, a lot of power. On the
Adult
other
god.
hand, on the very opposite end of the spectrum, there's me. I've got one guy. So eventually he will be able to do whatever you need him to do. But right now, you know, he can tie his shoes, weave some baskets, cast a few cure lights. It's a work in progress.
Yeah. So I'm more special.
I'm not trying to compete with the big guys. I just want to be in charge of like the little demon gods, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, if you
okay.
ever
At the end of the day, I'm a snake. It's not like I'm going to get very far.
Whoa.
Gotcha.
I know my limits. Not many other gods can say that. Between you and me, that Tyr guy. I mean, no
Well,
offense. No offense.
Why don't
Tyr's
we?
awesome.
Why don't
Now.
we hit up the general store? From what the kid says, there's a lot of stuff there, and we're probably going to need a lot of stuff ourselves to deal with the other stuff that the kid says is there.
All right.
So-
Well, there is as with every town, there is a cess gear and ammo. So anything in the starter book is available for purchase. What are you looking for that you don't have?
Wheelbarrows and bags.
Wheelbarrows.
Maybe
we're
apocalypse
going
cloak.
Well, a backpack is two gold pieces. I assume a small pouch is probably a couple of silvers. Then probably like if you want like a burlap sack, that's maybe like 3 silvers. Like a dice bag is like 1 silver. Anything larger than a burlap sack, you'd probably have to like get a barrel or a wheelbarrow or a backpack, or buy one of those lock boxes and drag it with you.
You know, those are staying on the boat.
I mean, how big do you want?
I don't know how much stuff is there, kid.
Well, it's a big place. There's lots of stuff to get.
I mean, like a house full of stuff.
Yeah, there's lots of different rooms.
Well, I mean, a house full of stuff we'd want to take and bring to our own house.
Well, I think so. I mean, I came back with a cool giant gym.
Okay.
That wasn't even hard to get.
Okay. Well, we'll pick up some bags, maybe a wheelbarrow.
Kill a dragon. That's all.
Could you possibly purchase me a big hammer or something to smash stuff? I only have this weird javelin I found and a dagger.
Yeah, I can loan you a couple of gold.
Blessing of Stagar gone to you.
I give him a stack of 5 gold.
A warhammer is going to cost you 10 gold,
Ooh,
but a hammer,
Just a regular hammer.
like a hammer and nails hammer.
claw, ball peen.
Yeah, ball peen hammer.
Sure.
That's 1 gold.
Woohoo.
It does a D4. You get a maze for 5 gold. That does a D6.
Oh, I'll take the mace.
All right.
Still got the 5.
Anything? A wheelbarrow? They can sell you a wheelbarrow. Say a wheelbarrow. Backpack costs you 2. They'll say a wheelbarrow for 4 gold pieces.
Okay.
So a wheelbarrow can hold 7 gear slots. Anything else you want? Rope, torches.
Yeah,
You
with
know,
the torches.
They
Yeah.
have that. You can just buy the crawling kit, which is 7 gold pieces. And the crawling kit comes with a backpack, flint and steel, 2 torches, 3 days worth of rations, 10 iron spikes, a grappling hook, and of course a 61-foot rope available only at Cess Gear and Ammo.
Yeah, I'll do that.
right, that's 7 gold.
Hey, could you swing one of those for me? I mean, I am gonna help you out, and I'll pay you back.
Sure.
I got my bag of stuff. I got my little bag.
Your little bag. Little. What about you, Jessica?
I have everything I need. I'm a good.
Okay.
Okay, and before we leave, me and the kid,
yourself?
we gotta make a special stop to pick up some candy.
Sure. There's probably there's candy in the general store, but you can probably find a candy store in this town since we've already said there is one. So yes.
I just figured. I'm pretty sure last 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, I stocked up on some candy, but I'm certain that's all gone. And I want to see if it's the same place the kid got the everlasting gobstoppers.
Oh yeah. They've got all sorts of licorices and hard sucking candies. Not a lot of like chocolate or anything like that, but
Sure, that's.
But definitely like lemon drops, jelly beans, taffy, honeycomb.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop 10 gold on that.
That's like the little hobbit's like, what? I'm sorry, what did you say? 10 gold? I don't know if I have that much candy. Hold on. Honey, we're closing early. So you're how much of this gold pieces worth of candy do you want to take with you? Because they like roll out a giant barrel.
I put it in the wheelbarrow.
Okay. So one of your gear slots is a barrel of candy.
Okay. Hey, you never know. This could come in handy.
Yeah, I mean, makeshift sling stones,
Bribes. Yeah.
Emergency
surprised,
food.
We come across some goblins or some
Yep.
kobolds, an ogre. Hey, try this, man.
Instead of eating me, ogre, eat this lemon drop. Yeah. So the halfling closes up his little booth for maybe a week. 10 gold pieces. He's like, I'm retired. Jesus. So you have one of your 7 slots is just a barrel of assorted candy.
Awesome. Perfect.
To take into the dungeon.
Yes. Of course, now we're going to attract giant ants.
Yes. So you have to head off to Farmer Tom's house.
That's right. Not to be confused with Villager Tom.
Yes, not to be confused with Villager Tom. Farmer Tom and his wife.
And Major Tom,
his wife Tabitha and his sons Tom Jr. and Tom III. And since it's only a day's worth of travel between here and where the farms are, there is no accounts of encounters. You leave Fort Crum in the morning, and by the late afternoon, early evening, you approach where the various farms are. And Gillum, you remember where Tom's is. It's easy to recognize because of all the giant molehills.
Yeah, they're a problem. We have to finish clearing those pesky things out.
Yes. Farmer Tom's farm and some of the other farms are dealing with an infestation of giant moles. So you have arrived at the farm. Tom and Tom Jr. and Tom III are very happy to see you.
I brought more help.
Well, it took you long enough, boy. You said you'd be back in a day. It's been a whole week.
I had to get my ankle fixed.
I've been having so much trouble with the giant moles. They're everywhere now.
Yeah,
I had to hire a dwarf to help kill them.
Yep, got more help. We're gonna kill more things.
Well, obviously, any help you can provide with the killing. I got to say that Tom Jr. and Tom III are getting really good. We'll be first level in no time, Pa. So yeah. He points to one of the many holes coming out of the ground. Points to where the chicken coop used to be. Help yourself.
Yeah, so all we got to do, guys, is go down one of these holes,
Hmm.
and that'll take us down below.
Okay, well, let's
How
go.
do we get? Yeah. Do we just jump
Yeah,
in?
they're just mole holes, giant mole holes. So
Yeah.
it would look like a normal garden infected with moles, except these are giant moles. So every hole is about the size of a toddler, if not larger. And if you stay still long enough, you'll occasionally see that cute little mole face pop out of the ground. Except these moles are the size of Labrador, Great Danes. But
I'll just look between everybody. Like I don't want to go first.
You guys are no fun. They don't know how to adventure.
You know, right?
All right.
I'll flip you to see who gets to go first.
All right. I'll go first. Tie a rope around me.
Oh man,
guys
you always
hold on
taking
to
all the
rope,
fun.
And I'm going.
all right, the bane of your existence, the pit. Roll your d20.
You want some rope?
Oh, what did it? Oh,
How many will the pit claim this time? Oh, okay.
15.
Woo! Gillum Dragon Slayer disappears down a mole hole.
I will follow.
Whee!
I'll listen to make sure he
Hurry up,
lived.
guys.
Hurry up, guys. I'll follow.
All right,
I
d20.
got my torch lit down there.
19. Oh, okay. Torch lit. I will start the timer.
Yep, that's what I do.
Gillum Dragon Slayer.
I'm gonna tie the rope to the wheelbarrow, and
Okay.
down I go.
D20.
Any plus?
Hmm?
Any modifier?
Nope, just standard crawl down a hole D20.
As
What
you
are the
do when
chan-
you
I
fall
mean,
down
just
14.
all right. So far the pit hasn't claimed any lives yet. And
Oh,
last
must be-
but not
must
least
be
is
full. Probably
I-
full.
I will grab tight Starg and carefully try to make it down.
yes, death to the infidels. Ah. All right, roll D20.
8.
Ah, no broken ankles, but
I forgot
You
about
all
the feet
arrive
now.
at the
I have
bottom
an
of the-
advantage on climbing.
the mole hole, which opens up into a stone room with 3 closed doors, a door to the east, a door to the west, and a door to the north. It looks like people have been scrabbling around here a lot. There's a lot of footprints, some blood. One of the doors looks like it's recently been repaired. And from the door to the north, you can hear the sound of buzzing.
Oh yeah, the bees. Yeah, there's bees. I forgot to tell you about the bees.
You forgot to tell us about the bees.
Yeah, the bees.
Anything else you forgot to tell us about?
Well, there's the rat and the piper guy, and yeah, there's just all kinds of stuff down here.
Hmm.
Yeah, you probably don't want to go towards the bees right now.
No, I definitely don't want to go anywhere near the bees.
So you said there was more treasure?
Well, kid, you remember the way to the basilisk?
Yeah, maybe. I go over to the door that's been repaired. I start
Which
messing with
door?
it. The door that's been repaired. I start messing with it.
That door is on the east wall. And you remember before that door opened up into the room that had all the writing on the walls.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a dead end. But it looks like
That's
somebody
right.
has somebody recently repaired that door.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, guys, this is the door with all the writing.
But the door that leads to the stairs is the door on the north wall.
So we got to go to the north.
Okay.
Okay.
Lead the way.
Okay. This is a normal wooden door. You can hear buzzing on the other side of it.
Mm.
You just got to be careful. The lot.
And
Open
when
the
you
door.
open the door, yep, you see a long hallway. Bees are just buzzing around everywhere. About 20 feet down the hallway, there's a passage to the west, which you remember is where the stairs are, Gillum.
Now I lead the way. Everyone be calm. Don't startle the bees.
I'm going to be pulling like a hood or a cloak over my head to keep the bees away from me and my god.
You know, I got the torch. I got smoke around me, so I'm good.
All right. You travel to the room. There's a room in here, another stone room, and there's a stairs going down.
And I proceed down.
And I follow.
I'll bring up the rear, make sure those bees don't follow us.
The stairs open up into another stone room. This room looks a lot older. You can hear the sound of running water and an occasional like strip, strip, strip.
Sounds like a drip in there.
And there's a door directly across from the bottom of the stairs.
I head to the door.
Okay, that opens up into another older stone room. Definitely not in great shape. The walls are crumbling. Little bits of, you can see the little bits of the dirt filtering down from the ceiling through the torch. There looks like there's been some type of fight in here. You can see dried blood on the ground. You see a door that looks like it was once knocked over, but has been placed back. You remember that room? That's where all your friends are, Gillum.
Yep. So I head towards the door. It's
I'd
this way,
like,
guys.
I'd be like, hold on. These doors, were they like this when you came through here?
Well, the place was in a little better shape when we came through here the first time.
Well, I mean, aren't some of these doors fixed or repaired? That would mean something. I don't think moles repair doors.
Well, I told you there's
Or do they?
men and there's other things living down here.
Okay. I give the door a wide berth.
I go to the door, I check out the door,
Mm-hmm.
and I open it.
All right, this opens up into a dark room filled with statues in various states of repair.
Guys, Leonard.
And let me just say, the amount of detail these statues have is just really amazing. I mean, they look lifelike. Now, you do notice, Gillum, that are there more statues than when you left, or less?
There's more.
And sure, you do see statues, and Rahum and Shadow, you recognize some of the statues look like people you know. I mean, that one looks exactly like the elf who gave you the boat. And that one that statue looks exactly like the goblin.
That goblin looks really cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's my previous succulent goblin.
He gave you away, though. Remember, he gave you away.
Yes, he turned his back on the cult of the demon snake god.
So the priests at the first church of the generic religion said that we got to get basilisk blood. This is where the basilisk dragon thing lives. I killed one. I don't know if there's more.
There's two other doors in here. Both are closed. One directly opposite the door you came in, and one on the east wall.
Where did you kill the basilisk?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is the corpse here?
Yeah, the corpse should be in here. But you know, the lady elf, you know, she tried to collect the blood and she didn't do it right, and she got stoned.
Oh,
Yep.
so we have to be careful collecting the blood.
Yes, we have to be very careful.
All right, roll a search check.
Is that a call for everyone or?
Whoever's looking for the body. Yeah.
I rolled an 11.
Yes, I will.
I rolled an 8.
All right, so you start looking for the
An 8 also.
whatever you think a basilisk is.
I'm actually looking for the follow the blood trail.
There definitely has been a fight in here. Maybe more than one fight. There's lots of signs of violence. A couple of the statues look like they've been damaged. There's scorch marks, a crossbow bolt sticking in the wall. The door opposite the door you came in looks like it's also been kicked open and then replaced. But you don't see the body of a basilisk anywhere.
All right, guys,
Any
this
large
is bad.
tracks of blood in any one direction?
What was your search check?
There's an 8.
There does seem to be signs of a dragging towards the south door.
My guess is they dragged the corpse this way. Now, before we go, I'm going to take like a rag or something and some water and see if I can't clean up the blood mess, you know, the stain, and get it, you know, basically absorb it onto the cloth. This might be,
Sure.
you know,
Roll a d20.
and like really try to get as much of it as I can. 16.
Well, you've got a pretty good job. You think it might work? Maybe this is a start.
Yeah, it's something. Maybe it's only enough for one, but that goblin was pretty cool. Sorry, Jen. I'm getting pretty comfortable being the owner of a boat and all. So you guys want to track the blood?
Yeah, let's track the critter. That's what you do, right? You track the critter.
That's right. We track
Yes.
the critter. After
That's
you,
what
Mighty Hunter.
that's what the great Hunter Thompson always said from the village.
Hunter Thompson of the Tom family.
Yeah,
The Tom family gets around.
everybody
After
seems
you
to name
squirt,
their
you know
kids
you know your way around here better than the rest of us. So
Well, there's only two other doors in this room, and one, the door to the east, definitely is where the sound of the water's coming from. But the door to the south is the one where it looks like something was dragged through.
okay, let's go that way.
I get to the door. I inspect the door.
Okay. This door, much like the other doors, look like it was knocked down and then replaced.
All right, I go ahead and open the door carefully.
All right. That door opens into another dark room. The light from your torch reveals more shadowy forms of humanoids. These humanoids are much shorter. They appear to be statues of humanoid rat people.
The rat people.
And there's about 4 humanoid rat statues and 1 dwarf statue. And when you open the door and the light enters and starts starting the reflections of the statues, you start hearing a noise, a sloop, 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 and dragging itself out of the darkness between all the statues is what might once have been the basilisk, but it looks like it's dead. I mean, it's definitely dead. It's dragging a bloody lower half with, you can see like the tendrils of the appendix coming out of its rear. Its front paws are slowly dragging it forward. It's missing its eye. Half of its jaw is just hanging loose. And it's slowly trying to drag its desiccated, zombified corpse
Don't
toward
look at it.
Hey, look at what?
Yeah.
I won't look at it.
All right,
Duck
initiative.
underneath. I'm ducking for put a statue between me and it.
Please roll initiative.
I got a 16.
Dex modifier.
Nope.
I thought there was, but
Oh, maybe there is. I could.
I rolled
If
a
so, I
whole
got an 18.
3.
18.
All right, so we got a Shadow with an 18. Anybody higher than 18?
I think Shadow's the winner. Chicken dinner.
I'm gonna lob an arrow downrange into it.
Everyone makes a dexterity check,
Everyone makes a deter.
and then add.
dexterity check.
Okay, yes, you do add your modifier. All right.
So 15 is mine.
So Jen's got a 15.
I have
Mike,
an 11.
Mike, you had what? An 8.
I had a 16.
All right, and then somebody had an 8. Was that Grandma?
Yeah, it's a 9 plus 2.
All right, so yes, Shadow goes first with 18,
I'm shooting it with an arrow,
shooting the zombie with an arrow.
and I got a 22.
Well, that probably hits. Considering my
damage?
zombie armor class of
D6
14.
damage.
how much?
No, I'm asking D6 for an arrow.
Yes.
Okay, 5. I'll take it.
Okay.
Nice.
Zombie basilisk will raise its one remaining eye and look at you. And nothing happens. And because it's a zombie. And then it tries to bite you.
From all the way over here.
It slowly drags towards whoever opened the door, which I guess is Grandma,
That's me.
and tries to bite Grandma with a 14.
I want to dodge.
What's your armor class?
13.
I bite you for 6.
Ah! I'm gonna pass out because that
Oh shit.
I'm -2 now.
You're at 0. Okay. And then from the other end of the room, you hear somebody yell, "Douse that light!" And you hear the sound of running and skittering. All right, that was my guys. At 16 is Rehum.
All right, I'm going to declare that in the name of Sakark, this thing flees from us, and I'm going to try to turn undead. Which
Okay.
It's against it makes a charisma roll, and I make a casting roll.
All right, make the casting roll first.
You know we're trying to get blood samples, right?
Not the smartest guy, but
Okay.
I want to learn how to. I want to use my ability. No, so I get a 9 total.
So that's
So
your.
I didn't even successfully get 10 plus that you need.
You don't even get a cast. Don't even cast a spell.
Well, I think it's just a challenge, so it's 9 is the total. So it just
Okay,
makes a charisma
under
check.
creatures within blah, you must make a charisma
Yeah.
check versus your spell checking check. If a creature fails by 10 plus points equal to or less than your
Yeah.
level, so I have to roll.
If you beat
The
me,
9.
you're not turned. You're not
Okay.
turned.
All right, so I'm gonna roll my d20. I get a 3, -2 because I'm a zombie.
Yeah.
So that's a 1. I think your number's higher.
So it says like turn for 5 rounds.
It was just otherwise it flees from you for 5 rounds. So as fast as a basilisk with only 2 front legs can, it starts slowly turning around. It's bloody tendons and stuff dragging from behind where its weir used to be, and slowly starts moving away from you as fast as it can with 2 legs, 1 eye, and its jaw hanging. Yeah, it's not pretty, but yeah, you have successfully turned undead for the first time.
I will
You felt that hellish power curse through your veins, dark hellish energy, and it turned. Yes, turn that undead.
I will high five my little snake god.
Wouldn't that be like a high 1?
I know. It's just like he just leaves me hanging.
All right, now cleric of Tyr, the one-handed lawful good of lawful goodness. How do you wish to deal with this demon and this injured kid?
Yeah, try to top me.
I mean, this undead and this injured kid.
Well, it's kind of far away from us, right? Because it's
For the
fleeing.
basilisk, yes, it is
Yeah.
slowly moving away from the priest of the demon snake god.
I still have my bow out.
I'm gonna shoot with a bow.
Okie dokie. Please shoot with a bow.
Okay, so I get
My-
an extra +1 to range attacks. It's with the talent that I rolled.
Yes, with my armor class of 8.
So I rolled an 8. No, wait.
You're a cleric. Bows
my-
aren't your thing.
I get my dex bonus, don't I?
Oh, yes, you do.
That's 10 total.
That hits my armor class of 8.
And it's a D6. I
Yep.
believe. 6.
6? Ouch.
Yep.
All right, you just pin it to the ground. Arrow through the back of the head.
You know what? That might be wrong. Is it a D6 or a D4?
Arrows are 6.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I want to make sure.
Double check, but I believe that is correct.
You mentioned that earlier, OG.
Yes, it's a short bow. It's a D4.
Oh,
It's a
Oh, it
long
is-
bow.
It is a short bow. Let me
Okay.
re-roll that then.
Short bow is D4. Long bow is D8. Oh, I guess there's a medium bow that does a D6. We'll just add that.
That must be what I have.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 points. Sorry.
All right. We're all learning. All right, so it's taken 5. So it's
in
got,
between bow.
yes, short bow, medium bow, long bow. They felt bad. It's like, look, the fighters get the long bows, the rogues get the short bows, but what about everybody else? You got to make a medium bow here. It says Gear and Ammo.
Custom.
Yeah, custom medium bow does a D6. There you go. Problem solved. So you probably both have medium bows then.
You're making up new gears we go along. See?
There you go.
For the next catalog.
There you go.
I'll throw them in the book with Jen's potato gun. All right, so I am damaged, but then Jen with her D6 through the back of my head pins the head to the ground.
Ooh.
Struggles for a second, but then flops dead again for possibly the 3rd or 4th time.
Re-dead.
Re-dead. Grandma, deaths. What are you at? What's your con?
My con is it's +0.
Okay, so you got not a lot of time. What is death again, Mike?
It is a D4 plus your con in possible rounds.
All right, so roll a D4 and add your con to it.
4.
All right, so you got 4 plus your con to survive,
4.
and death. A dying character has G4 plus their con modifier, minimum of 1 total, on their turn. They die in that many rounds unless healed or stabilized. Since you have no con modifier, you'll be dead in 4 rounds if somebody doesn't heal you.
Yep.
All right, so you're around. You're dead. Going back up top to 18 with our kid. The thing is dead, but you hear a sound coming towards you from the other door to this room. The door to the west.
Uh-oh.
Bow in hand, I'm still going to go up to the corpse of the basilisk and see if I can find some blood.
Yeah. It's definitely got some blood left.
Okay, well, I will collect it as much as I can.
Sure. You didn't pick up any flasks, so are you going to put the blood in your water skin or just try and soap it up with your rag again?
Yep, rag.
Okay.
It might even have to. No, actually, I've got 2 clay pots.
Oh, okay.
From the first adventure. I'll fill one of them with as much blood and whatever as I can.
Goop.
Might even throw in the basilisk eye to have a little floaty in there. Who knows?
Okay. So you're doing that, and then the door to the west bursts open, and these little bipedal rat folk come running into the room. There's 2 of them, and right behind them is a dwarf with a warhammer. And as the 2 little rat folk burst into the room, the dwarf with the warhammer swings at one of them, yelling, "Douse that light!" And caves in one of the little rat folks' heads.
Oh.
With his warhammer. It's like, yes, that's what a warhammer looks like. And then the other little rat thing starts diving between the various statues, chittering away in its weird little rat language. Let's see. So that was him. Rehome.
I'm gonna grab the kid that got bit, pull him back away from the door, and invoke the healing power of the snake god, or try to
Standard spell casting.
No, I failed it.
It's DC 10 plus.
Yeah, even with my 2 wisdom. Oh, I get advantage. I rolled from being human. I got advantage on 1 spell, and I picked healing. So
there you go.
Failed the first one. 19. So the second one I did.
Nothing says demon snake god like healing.
Hey, I just went random nonsense.
Yeah, man. That's
it's a D6 plus half my level, so it's only going to be a D6. So power of the snake, 6 hit points.
Nice. You pour the hellish venom and flames into the wound, and instead of making it worse, it makes it better. Yes, my venom both harms and heals. What's your god do? Just saying. Okay, so that's
might have potential.
Then it is Jessica kitten mother.
Jessa.
Mother of kittens.
Mother of kittens.
So you've got a rat humanoid kobold hiding in here somewhere. You've got a dwarf that just came bursting through the door. The kid was down, but after pouring hellish venom into it, he got back up.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking to see if I can find the rat person kobold thing. And if I can locate it, I will try to shoot at it.
Sure. Make a find guy hiding in the dark. Beat a pretty much anything you roll. Because I rolled a 1 for my stealth, so
I rolled a 12.
it's hiding, but not very well, apparently.
I rolled a 12.
Yeah, you see him.
Okay, so I will roll to hit him with my bow. I rolled a 12. Do you get dex
12.
bonus on to hit or no?
On
Yes.
the hit, yes, not on damage.
So that is a 14 then.
Beat me by 1 with my kobold armor class of 13.
And
Roll
then
Roll your
D4.
medium bow damage.
Oops. 1d4. 3.
Well, kobolds only have 1 hit point, so I'm dead. Since I've already used my dodge ability for the day. Kobold!
That is my turn.
All right. Then it is RPG Grandma's Gillum Dragon Slayer. You're back.
Yes.
What is this like? Let's say it's like the 8th time now you've almost made it to Candyland and somebody dragged you back.
No.
With enough money, you can buy Candyland.
Clouds of cotton candy.
Yes, you saw that guy again going, "It's all yours, Gillum. Come on in." But nope, not this time.
Did we get blood from that thing?
Who are you? What are you doing down here? This kobold-infested, mole-infested dungeon.
Well, we were supposed to be killing moles, but then a whole bunch of people I was with got turned into rock, and so now we're trying to get stuff to turn them back into people.
Killing kobolds. Tom hired me to kill the moles.
Well, I think there's plenty of moles to kill.
Yeah. More than I was expecting. And kobolds. I hate those things.
And there's bees, and there's lizard men, and I don't know, all kinds of stuff down here.
Well, help's appreciated. There's a whole nest of moles down here.
Yo.
Well, first we got to get our friends turned back.
Oh, well, that's not what I was hired for. I'm just paid to heal moles, but I'm charging extra for kobolds.
Where did you find all the little rat things?
The whole place is infested with them. They're using the moles to dig out new tunnels.
Ah.
Right. Kill the kobolds, get rid of the moles. Good to know.
Kobolds.
Now, besides
Kobolds.
what's left of the basilisk dragon thing, is there any more of these you seen around?
No, but it keeps coming back. I already killed it once.
You killed it too? Because we killed it. I mean, I killed
Maybe
it.
we need to chop off its head or something.
We can burn it.
That too.
I don't know nothing about no undead and finger waggling. I leave that to other dwarves. I just kill moles.
Maybe we could just
Mole Killer Tom, that's what they call me.
Mole Killer Tom.
We
Nice
have
to meet
use
you,
some
Mole Killer
wood off
Tom.
of the doors and, burn it. Because clearly burying it, it's already underground. So burying it won't work.
All right, so you burn the corpse of the twice dead basilisk. That makes noise, but not enough to attract any wandering monsters. All right,
Yeah,
that
we
takes
have a
me
lot of light now.
Yep. Definitely have a lot of light, which he's not happy with because that tells the kobolds where you are, but strength in numbers.
How much blood did we get?
Clay, well, you got a rag and then you've got a clay pot that sort of has sludge in it that might have some, you could distill into blood, and an eye floating in it.
Mm.
Do we take that back? We got to get them down here to.
But we didn't find any treasures.
Oh, well, we can look around for some treasure, sure.
My God needs treasures.
Yes, I need treasures.
Well, we could go open that other door. We heard the water.
I mean, the statues have treasure on them.
Yeah. I mean,
Technically.
Yeah, but
And
the
that is-
statues are statues.
Yeah.
If we free them, we can take their stuff.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
how you got the bag
That's an offering.
and the armor that Ferdinand's wearing before
Yeah.
Ferdinand got turned to stone.
Oh, so their stuff, their clothing doesn't get turned to stone?
Not well, normal stuff does, but some of the stuff didn't.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's how I got my cool bag here.
Should we
Nice.
check out the water door? I mean,
Well, why don't we check out the statues first in both rooms?
Mhm.
All right. The dwarf turns the other way, and Mole Killer Tom heads back into the mole caves to hunt kobolds and moles.
We can catch up with him.
Stay out of trouble, you damn kids!
So I start
You can't even call us
searching
peddlers.
around for treasure.
On the statues,
Yeah,
Mhm.
things that didn't get turned to stone. Any?
none of the kobold statues have anything on them that looks weird. If you go in the other room, the only other thing that obviously looks weird is this statue of a human wearing a breastplate, and the breastplate is not turned to stone. You recognize the statue as, hey, that's Ferdinand.
Yep.
The sword that the goblin is holding has not turned to stone.
Those are our
And
friends.
that's it.
OG, my goblin also had that half of that magic rod.
Oh,
In my quest. I don't. It's probably in a bag though.
yeah. The only obvious thing that they can see is
Okay.
the sword.
Well, I'll borrow that until we can get him back into better shape.
Okay, you now have the sword, and
It's a
your black
katana.
hair.
It's a
Katana,
katana,
yeah.
so you know.
It's a katana.
Ooh.
Yeah.
it's-
I put the breastplate into the bag.
Okay.
We got that,
All right.
but it's worth.
You'll probably make a great toboggan when winter comes around.
I say we check out the door where we from the
Well,
other
you
room.
know this place better than any of us.
Okay. That door has been opened. There's another statue right by that door. That door leads to a hallway. It's very wet and damp in this hallway. There's moss all along the walls, and you can hear water running from the doorway at the end of the hallway.
Right. Move along the hallway.
Okay. The hallway ends in a stone door. It does look locked.
Ah.
But-
I first pull out my key and see if that works.
Nope.
All right, put the key away. And I get my little tools out that I purchased and I start working the door.
All right. That's 2d20 since you get advantage on this roll.
And it looks like
6 plus your dex
6.
mod.
plus 2 is 8.
The door does not unlock.
You step aside, kid. Let me show you how it's done.
All right.
Just the other kid.
Right.
Same thing. 2d20.
We should form a club.
Oh, crap. There we go. Does an 18 do it?
Yes, an 18 does do it. You fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Click.
After you.
I enter the doorway.
All right. Most of this room is flooded. There's water coming through a hole in the wall on one end and flowing through the room and then going through a hole in the wall on the other end. So this room is about almost a foot deep with water.
Okay.
And the water is rushing. It is dark in here. There is another door, but it's at the other side. You have to go through the water first. Oh no, a bath.
While we're trudging through this room, I search for skeletons.
Search for skeletons. Okay, you don't see any skeletons in the water.
Okay. For those of you who know, you know. Those of you who don't.
And
To
I
the Dungeon
head
Master's
towards the door through the water. Man, I hate baths.
I know, free bath.
That goblin master said never take baths. It's not healthy.
Yeah, water's bad for you. Never drink it, never swim in it.
Yeah, he said only drink beer, ale, and mead.
Yep.
And grape knee high.
Something brushes against your leg as you're going through the water, Gillum Dragon Slayer.
Oh no, it's Meg.
Oh no, there's something in the water, guys. I found it.
And
I'm trying to look at the water now.
Try to highlight it. Yeah.
Torch.
Yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna replace the bow with the spear, and be ready to skewer it. Should I see it?
you see something moving in the water.
I will try and skewer it.
Okay.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know if the spear is magical or has a plus, but this is my roll, and it's a 13.
You hit.
Damage is a d6 also, I believe.
Yep. Double check, but I believe that's correct. Spear is a d6, yes.
4 points of damage. Unless it's, like I said, magical. That's the black spear.
Okay. It is hurt. It appears to be a sort of like a manta ray.
Oh, shit.
Not that any of you know what a manta ray is, but it's a weird looking fish that looks strange.
What
like
the
an
hell
arrow.
is this?
It's like a large,
Oh no, but I got my dagger out now in my other hand.
a large fleshy arrow thing. It's the best way to describe it for anybody who's never seen a manta ray. All right.
Giant halibut.
17 is the giant halibut will nibble at some people who have their legs in its water. Blah, 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 blah.
Moving as quickly as I can to the door because I want to get that door open.
What's your armor class there, Gillum? As you're running across the water?
AC is 13.
Oh, well then, I think I just hit you.
Mm-hmm.
6 points of damage. As it swims by you, its tail stabs into your leg, and it feels all sharp and pointy and
Poisony.
Australian naturalist killing.
Rolling a 4-sided dice again.
Listen.
1.
Gillum falls in the water.
Oh no!
Help the kid. I'll kill the fish.
What do you wish to do, Rehum versus the killer fish?
So I would just be at the doorway. So it would, can in one move, could I get to Gillum and then make it to the other side, or would it be better to grab him and pull back? I will run. I will try that. One hand holding high my snake, the other hand trying to run across and grab the kid.
Okay. Splash, splash, splash. Grab, splash, splash, splash to the other door, or back the way you came.
Forward,
Okay.
because that's towards where the other kid is, right?
Yeah, you could
Spear.
grab him and
with
pull
the
him back
spear.
into
The guy with
yeah.
the spear. That's who I'm running towards.
Yeah. Okay.
With the weapon. And I will. Can I also try to heal?
Run, grab, heal. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. The power of Skarg. And I'll just roll. I get advantage. So 10, 12.
10.
So I.
Yep.
And it heals a D6.
More hellish venom curses through your veins.
2 points.
Yeah. At least it leaves really awesome looking scars when this
2
guy
points?
heals you. Yeah.
I wake
Yes.
up. Like, oh,
All right.
I saw rivers of chocolate.
Just say yeah. Mother
Yeah.
of kittens.
It's still swimming around, right?
Yeah, you can still see the manta ray swimming around.
I don't have anything that will really help me with it.
With that monster in the water, I almost left a river of chocolate. Sorry, I apologize for that.
That's okay.
I'm gonna be in shame here for a minute.
If it comes, I guess if I can get close enough to it, I can try to smash it with my mace.
Sure, yeah. It's within near.
Okay.
You know, remember, movement in Shadowdark is very vague. It's close, near, far.
Okay, but I don't think I got a 15 because my strength bonus is a -1, so 14.
That still hits my manta ray.
Okay.
Nice.
And that one is a D6.
Yeah.
6.
Nice. That definitely hurt. You hear a resounding, squishy thud as you swing your mace into the water. And Grandma, Gillum, Dragon Slayer. Again! So close. But you're back.
Yes. So
What do you wish to do to the manta ray?
I decide. Well, we're by the door. I'm going to get that door open.
Okay.
So.
This door is made of metal.
Heck yeah.
Well, hold on a second.
Now we're all in suspense.
So, thief phone.
I'll be right back. I have a slight emergency.
No problem.
It'll only take a few minutes.
We'll just, you're having trouble with the door. Don't worry about it. All right, back up to Shadow.
Gonna skewer the manta.
With the spear again.
Yep,
right.
yep.
Black spear. Black metal spear.
19.
That's it.
Six points.
Ouch. All right. My manta ray is not happy with that. I'm going to eat you. Armor class 12.
Leather plus dex bonus of 3.
Okay, so I miss you. All right, I guess I'm not stabbing you this round, Steve Irwin.
Real quick, leather's only +1, right?
Yeah, it's 11. So
It's
11 plus your dex mod, so 14. Yeah. All right, my rancher roll rolls an 8, so not enough. 16 would be kitten.
Is anybody else in?
Kitten magic. Cat attacker too cute.
Is anybody else injured?
Nope.
I mean, no.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
I'll just try to Well, I guess I'll try to take a stab with my javelin at the manta.
Okay.
Try to feel useful. 19.
19 is very useful.
Woohoo. D4. So I look at it, just try to take a shot in the dark, asking this Sasarg to guide me.
All right. It's got
3 points.
javelin sticking out of its fleshy back as it's slowly moving around the water. Cleric of Tyr.
Yes. I'm going to try to smash him again.
All right.
15.
Nice.
1.
I'm still swimming. And Grandma's trying to open the door. I almost got it. All right, it's your turn again there, wielder of the black spear.
Alrighty, same thing.
That does sound kind of cool, wielder of the black spear.
And I rolled an 8.
Not this time. I'm too fast.
Yeah.
Even with a javelin sticking out of my back, I'm too fast. You're closest and you look tasty. I'm going to try and bite you again. I miss you again.
Yeah, that spear, that javelin haft coming at me makes it easy to dodge.
Yeah, it's you can see him coming because the javelin's
Like a
just sticking
flag,
out of
you
the
know?
water.
Here I am.
All right. Succulent of Sithar. It is your turn.
I don't have the javelin anymore, so I will try to smash it with the mace when it comes in for that attack.
Okay.
And not even
Nope.
in the ballpark.
Nope.
I just splashed the water.
You're splashing the water. Yeah. It's even with the javelin sticking out of it, it's still pretty quick.
I'm doing something.
Look, guys, I'm contributing. Cleric of Tyr.
I'm going to try to smash it again. Nope.
Nope.
That was close.
Emergency
dang
taken
it.
care of there,
Yes.
Gillum Dragon Slayer.
Yes.
All right.
So I'm trying to pick the lock.
This iron door is giving you a lot of trouble. You had to call for help, but finally
I rolled
get
an
it open.
18.
you get the iron door open.
I push it open.
All right. This room is interesting. Part of it is made of iron. Part of it is made of stone. It's very wet in here because of the water. But it looks like the iron is slowly spreading over the stone, kind of like a fungus would spread over the wall. But instead of it being like moss, it's iron. And you now hear this heavy, repetitive pounding noise. And that's Gillum, Dragon Slayer. So back up to wielder of the black spear.
Five's not going to cut it.
Nope. Maybe I bite you this time. Ooh, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got you. Ha ha ha. How much does my bite do? D8. And my sting.
Yikes.
2 points of sting damage.
Ow.
Sting. Cleric of the Demon Snake God.
Oh, I'm going to go to heal. So
Okay.
12 will do it. So I reach over and power of Sarth
Pour venom.
heals you for 5.
Yep.
Wielder of the black spear.
Thank you.
No.
Cleric
Thanks.
here.
No.
Wielder of the kitten.
Thanks,
Same
Larg.
thing. I'm going to try to kill it again.
Just say a mother of kittens.
Yep. some reason I forgot how to roll.
I know. I understand that feeling.
There we go.
How do I dice?
16.
16. That's more than enough to hit me on the head. Bonk. Splash.
1 again.
Slowly wielding me down. Burn through its first huge chunk of hit points, but this last 5. Okay, that leaves Gillum Dragonslayer. So yeah, you've opened the metal door into the stone room, but the iron is starting at one end of the room and it's like growing along the walls, like something is trying to turn this room iron. And then from
this room's even weirder.
you hear this rhythmic pounding noise.
Well, I'm not gonna go in yet. I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe we should just kill the fish.
Nibble, nibble on my house. Do I hear a little mouse?
I dig around in my bag and I pull out my grappling hook
Okay.
on my rope,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna try to grapple that fish thing and whack
Okay.
it with the grappling hook.
With your giant fishing hook of okay.
Yeah,
D20.
gonna go fishing.
Go fishing. Just like Fisherman Tom taught you. Yep.
That's right.
Okay. I'd say grappling hook is a D4.
Nice job.
All right. So, woo, 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 woo. And how do you want to do it?
And it goes right through the top of its head, and I yank on it, and it goes flying against the wall.
Yep. And that happens. Yoink. Starts flipping in the air. It's just trying to fight, but you're just reeling it in. And it finally dies. This gigantic, fleshy arrow fish.
I know what we're having for dinner. You guys had fish tacos before?
Candy?
I mean, it's not like any fish you've ever seen, but it's in the water. Must be a fish, right? They all cook the same, probably. Okay, so you've slain the manta ray.
Did we hear that? Did we hear some weird voice?
Yeah,
Nope.
they're coming from this other room.
Only Gillum heard the weird
Okay.
voice.
Come on,
All right.
guys, come check out this room
But
carefully.
you can now hear the rhythmic pounding noise.
What do you guys think? And look at the walls.
Does it sound more like drum, hammery, rave
Yeah,
club?
like a hammering, like thump, 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 thump.
Does it sound like a paced interval, or is it random thumping?
No, it's definitely got a beat to it. It's definitely got a repetitive interval to it. Thump, 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 thump.
Now,
thump.
does the room have water in it? Or?
No, well, I mean a little, but not like the fish room.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely weird looking because you can see with the light of the torch, the metal slowly spreading across the stone of the room, almost like it's a fungus.
Okay. I dig around in my bag, and I pull out one of my little candies,
Mm-hmm.
and I toss it towards the wall where it's got like the metal part,
Okay.
and see what happens.
All right. Roll the hit. Anything but a 1.
$16.
All right. Think plunk. Hits. Balls off.
What's it look like now?
Looks fine. Looks like a piece of candy.
Okay.
May I have a piece of candy, please?
I guess.
Got a whole barrel, but okay.
What?
I hand him a gobstopper.
Ooh. I'll
So-
taste it first, and then I'll cast light on it to throw it across the room. That'll illuminate it better.
Oh, clever. Roll your activate light.
But I will taste it first.
Okay, yep. It tastes sweet.
Aw, now I'm like, I don't want to really throw this. And since I failed, I lose that spell for the day.
Sputter. Light. There's no need for light
like-
today. Embrace the dark.
And since it didn't work, I'm just stick it back in my mouth. I'll let my god have a lick.
Yeah.
Just one.
All
All
right. So I'm gonna investigate the metal section closer with the torch.
Okay, so there's the metal door on the opposite side, and from that door, the metal infection is spreading out across the walls. So that is what you see.
I go get the dead fish,
Okay,
and I'm gonna put the dead fish on the metal section.
on the metal section of the wall.
Yeah.
All right, so you lift it up and press it against the wall. How long do you hold it there?
I just put it there, and let go, and see what happens.
Well, if you put it against the wall and let go, it just falls to the ground.
Okay.
Dead fish is not sticky, so
Well, I want it up against the
Hey,
wall, but
Can I pull my javelin out of the dead fish?
sure, yeah. Flap, 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 flap.
I kind of want this back. But
Yeah, it's been flapping around in the body of the fish the whole time. Yeah, so if you just push it against the wall, it just slips to the ground. So you want to push it against the metal, you're going to have to hold it there.
all right. I guess I'm gonna hold it there for a couple rounds and see what happens. It's really weird to me that the wall's turning to metal.
Well,
Is it-
your torch goes out,
Oh, buggers!
and then as the torch spit burns away, you push it against the wall, and it slowly starts turning into metal.
Okay, I drop the fish and step back and go. The fish is turning into metal.
All right. When you drop it, the transformation stops.
I don't think we want to touch that door.
It has suddenly become very dark in here.
I'll pull out a glow gem.
Okay.
And I'm fishing around in my bag for my second torch.
Okay. Timer starts.
And I get it lit with my flint and steel.
All right. So you only got one torch left,
Man, I have one torch left. I don't know about everybody else, but I have one torch left.
I have to.
but you also got a little teeny gem that's glowing with the light of a candle.
Yeah.
So
Well, it looks like it. Whatever that metal touches, it turns to metal.
Hmm.
So if we want to go
Is-
through that door, we can't touch it.
What kind of is it turning into like steel or iron or?
Iron.
yeah, iron.
So we'd have to have some way to deal with that iron. Or turn it back to stone or whatever. This place is weird, man. People getting turned into stone, stone getting turned into metal.
So it's like an infection of metal.
Yep. That's the closest thing you can think of is that the metal is infecting the stone.
Is
I
there?
didn't know metal could be cancer, but it's cancer.
Is there a way to? I'll try to look and see if there's a place where it pinpoints it to where it starts, where it started from.
It starts at the door, the opposite door.
Okay.
It's like it's spreading from that iron door.
Whatever's behind that door.
Yeah. And slowly spreading across the walls of this room. Eventually, it will reach the other door or whatever. You don't know what would happen after that, but probably more of the same.
I'll just.
I don't think we have anything on us that'll stop it.
Well, I am very curious as to what's doing it, but I do not want to suffer the consequences of that curiosity.
Yeah, I'm really the exact opposite of curious.
Same.
Yeah, I'm all for retreating. I don't know, dragging one of our friends up to the surface, getting them, hauling them back to the.
Oh yeah. I thought I forgot that's part of our thing.
And we can come back and try to deal with.
Yes, don't forget the future worshippers.
Stone to metal. Like we need some of them alchemists or something. Don't they turn things into different things?
I think so.
Yes.
We
Let
need
us.
some technical advisors. That's what the blacksmith says they are. Technical advisors. But his name wasn't Tom. His name's Smith.
So what are you gonna do?
Let's
Maybe we can find that dwarf. Find that dwarf and ask him if he knows anything about it.
We might be able to. I think we should backtrack.
Okay.
All right, so you go back through the water, back to the room with the statues. There are all the statues. Some of them look amazingly like people you know.
Yes. We need to get them out of here and get them turned back.
I think it'd be safer to take this blood and get it made into a potion and bring the potion back.
Probably easier.
Yeah. I mean, the wheelbarrow might be able to carry one, but one false move and I am the proud owner of a houseboat.
Well, should we just go get the potion made and come back?
I think that sounds good.
All
right.
Where's all this treasure you were telling me about, kid?
Well, I found stuff last time I was here. I mean, this place is huge.
You got a sword, a katana.
Yeah, that I'm gonna have to give back.
Not if you don't turn him back to stone. You got a breastplate.
Yeah, but it's probably 6 months till snow season.
Haven't you heard of loot it forward?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
We're not done in here. We still got to kill moles.
You still got moles to
True.
kill.
We got moles to kill.
So you're gonna go back the way you came?
Oh yeah, that's what we
There's
were.
a whole other area with snakes.
Up the stairs, into the hallway with the bees, back into the room. Here, once again, you have to climb out of that pit, Gillum.
Yes, but I'm a thief now.
PTS.
And we've got rope.
Are we gonna follow the dwarf, try to kill some more moles, and then get money from that?
Yeah.
That's an option.
We're gonna make bank, guys.
Well, your options are open the door with the iron, follow the dwarf into the mole tunnels, or go back to town to get the potion to turn at least how many people you don't know, but
I'd say we get the potion. We turn some of our friends back.
Yeah, I know.
Then we have more people.
I think we're in agreement. We'll go help our friends, and that way we'll have more people to kill moles with, and safety numbers and all that
the more
crap.
of us, the more stuff we can carry out.
exactly. All right. So who's going up the tunnel first?
I'm going up.
Well, this time you make it, Grandma. Gillum, you've learned your lesson about the tunnel. The tunnel claims no lives this time. Who else is climbing up?
Can somebody just pull me up? I'll just wrap a rope around me.
Well, there's a rope dangling from tied up to the wheelbarrow.
I'm not. I go look over at my little. I have probably I got a negative strength, so I look at my little noodle arms.
You don't need strength. You have me.
By the power of girth.
All right, who's climbing up next? We're
Me.
pulling up Rayhoon.
Does 09 make it?
Yep. Skitter, skitter, skitter. Cleric of Tyr, skitter, skitter, skitter. And then somebody pulls up Rehum. So you're all up at the top. It's nighttime. You can see people, Farmer Tom and Tom Jr. and Tom the Third and Tom's dog in the fields fighting giant moles. Some of the giant moles have kobolds riding on them.
Yes, we should help them.
Yeah.
I run over to help
I
with
get
my
out my
mace.
slingshot.
Okay. You go run onto the fields where Tom Jr., Tom the Third, and Tom's dog are fighting moles, and some of the moles have kobolds riding on them. And you reach the field first, wielder of the black spear. Wielder of the black spear. He's got the wielder of the spear.
Nice.
Sounds like a 80s 80s prog rock song.
Yep.
Hair band.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, black spear wielder. Great secrets were revealed to me when I held aloft this black spear.
By the power of the molehill.
I'm gonna have to spend a little time on my favorite AI and come up with an image. Yeah, let's just make our way back to town as quick as possible.
You're not going to go help the kill moles?
How many do we see?
You see 3 moles, and then 1 mole is being ridden by a kobold.
We at least gotta take out the kobold.
Yeah.
This is like our original job, right?
Yeah.
I
That's how it all started.
Arrow to one of the head of one of the moles.
Okay.
Let me go back over to Albert. Eight. Probably doesn't hit.
Darrow's lost in the dark. Next up are my moles and my kobold.
Go by
Mole
that
number
arrow.
1. Mole number 2. Mole number 3. Ooh. There's a bite on one of the toms. And oh no, Tom Jr. gets gobbled up by a giant mole. No, son, you bastard mole. And then the kobold riding the mole swings its little kobold sword at Farmer Tom. And hits Farmer Tom. Farmer Tom's bleeding. Kobold!
No.
Thrashing through the night, riding giant moles. It's kobold. Kobold! All right, it is your turn, cleric of the snake god.
I will rush to heal the farmer because he's the one that pays the bills.
Yes.
So I succeeded, 18, and he gains 5.
No, those kobold-infested wounds heal up, but it's the emotional damage of watching his son get gobbled up alive by a mole. See, now cleric of Tyr, mother of kittens.
Who else is hurt?
Well, that kid's pretty
The kid's pretty.
by a mole, but I don't think that counts.
You got to get him out of the gullet.
Well, yeah. I guess I'll try to kill the mole.
The mole that ate the kid?
Yes, the mole that ate the kid.
All right. Mace to the head, I assume?
Yes.
All right, mace me.
Nope.
Nope, trip, fell, dark. Tear trip. Well, molehills. You're tripping over the molehills.
Yep.
Gillum Dragon Slayer. It is up to you.
Yes. With my mighty slingshot.
Okay, which mole are you firing at? The one that ate Tom Jr. or the one that's being ridden by the kobold?
The one that ate Tom Jr. Who else?
Yes,
Now I have nobody to trade my trading cards with.
Oh, yeah. All right.
15.
15 is a hit to my mole. My giant mole has 4 hit points.
All right. My little.
Boink. Hurt, but not dead. Wielder of the Black Spear.
Bow and arrow time.
All right.
I wish this had presets.
Yeah.
I think roll 20 does, but or one of them
14
does. On a kobold or on the mole?
on the mole.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Is this the mole that ate
You betcha.
Tom Jr.?
Yep.
All right. So
Supposed to eat vegetables.
it's
5
dead.
more. All right.
Squeal! Boom. Goes down in the dark. 2 moles left, plus the mole being ridden.
Somebody gut that thing and get that kid out before it's too late.
Miss. Ooh, natural 20. There might be Tom the Third might be going too.
No.
My moles do better than any other bad guy I have. So just as you slay the mole that killed Tom Jr., another mole gobbles up Tom the Third. Massons! The moles have claimed 2 victims.
No.
Kobold riding a mole swings again at Farmer Tom. Ooh, that's a hit. And lops off Tom's head. Kobold!
No.
Turns and starts charging towards you, wielder of the Black Spear.
Guess we just inherited a farm.
Yes.
I
we
don't
did.
think I'm going to be able to heal that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, just rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, representative on is fine. Yeah. All right, cleric of the Snake God. You've just witnessed the entire Tom family
Yeah.
get killed by giant moles. Worst, one of them was gonna pay you.
I know. I'm gonna chuck the javelin at the rider.
Okay,
So
that's a hit.
15.
That's a hit.
4, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
1.
That's enough. He's a kobold. As he's riding on top, screaming and kobold.
Yes. High five, Starg.
Yeah. Cleric of Tyr.
I'm gonna still try to kill the mole.
The mole that ate Tom Jr.
Yes.
All right.
It sounds like a story.
Nope.
That's it. Yeah, and you can't even hit my armor class of 8, huh?
Nope.
All right. Gillum Dragon Slayer.
Okay, I'd run the other mole that ate the first Tom
Jr.
Jr. I am over there and I'm trying to cut Tom Jr. out with my dagger.
All right. Roll D20.
And I rolled.
It's not the best job, but okay. Roll D4.
A 2.
You're slowly sawing through the flesh. You could definitely get your hands in there if you want to start pulling, but you could maybe make the hole a little bigger.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Oh, luck point for Shadow.
We're not having a mole apocalypse. This is exactly what Fish and Game said would happen when the magician started messing around with the moles.
Yep, they warned him, don't make giant moles. It'll only lead to the mole apocalypse, but they didn't listen. I love the fact that Grandma's adding way more lore to my game than I have. We have a whole separate campaign just about these moles.
And apparently trading cards are a thing now.
Trading cards, yes. Well, they all come from where Jen's character's from, Hexworth. They're all trading cards of different paladins.
Yeah.
I got
Squires,
to
no.
that later.
Yeah. The Hexworth trading card game. Okay, so Jen has Grandma has rescued Tom Jr.
Thank goodness.
Dad's dead. That means the farm's mine.
Yes.
All right.
By the way,
Wielder of the Black Spear. There's
What's
still 2 moles left.
well, one of them's going to get an arrow
Okay.
right between the eyes. $14,
That's a hit.
6 points.
That's a dead mole. 1 mole left.
Told you. Did the old Babe Ruth thing. Called
I'm
it.
good. Well, that mole's going to try and bite somebody. Probably the guy with the bow that keeps shooting things at him. That's a bite.
Ow.
1 point of bite damage.
It's just a flesh wound. Walk it off. Walk it off.
Next up is Priest of the
Snake God.
Snake God.
I'm gonna get brave and rush at it with a mace.
Swing better.
Trip fall.
Yeah, better. Yeah, it's
Cleric of Tyr.
I'm gonna try to hit it.
Bring some Tyrian smack down.
11.
That's a hit.
Nice.
1.
All right, it's
He messed up his hair.
you messed up his hair. All right, Gillum Dragonslayer, rescuer of Tom Jr.
All right. I get my slingshot out, and I'm going to try to nail the mole.
1 mole left.
Die, you filthy beast, die.
That's a hit.
Okay. And here.
Is that a 2?
It's a 2.
Oh. Despite being bapped upon the head with a mace and gumball to the eye, that mole is still standing.
Why won't it die?
I don't know. Maybe it's the biggest of the 3. Probably the one the kobold was riding.
We're so going to cook these.
You're gonna have a fish bake, mole bake. Yum. All right, it's up to you, wielder of the black spear, who isn't using his black spear or his sword.
Die, you gravy sucking pig. 18.
That's a successful arrow. I've got 1 hit point left.
And
That'll take me down. You have avenged the family of Tom
Crowd goes wild.
and temporarily ended the threat of the giant moles. For now. For now. That's,
okay. So the kid that got cut out, can we get the other kid out of the other gullet?
you can try.
Can somebody
do
else
that.
do it? Because
Yeah, I got the katana.
I'm not.
Probably.
Ooh, a katana
Nice.
cut. That'd be awesome. Ooh, a katana.
All right, roll a d20 with the katana. You notice that the katana is glowing blue in the dark.
And okay, nice. I got a 16 without any magic.
All right, it slides into the flesh of the giant mole, and you can just, like a knife into butter, just slice open the thing and pull out Tom the Third. Oh, my brother and my dad's dead. The fire's mine. Oh, Tom Jr., you're still alive. Oh no, Dad's dead.
Let's get these guys inside and clean them up and
Moles?
no, the kids.
Oh, hey, we said we are gonna cook them. I thought cleaning them. Yeah, never mind.
You know what?
All right, Tabitha is very happy to have her 2 sons back, but sadly, no healing in the world can bring back Farmer Tom as he's missing his head. Who is going to be cooking up the mole / fish stew?
Everybody looks over at Gillum.
I know how to cook. That's a girl's job.
Ooh. I guess it's
Nice, Grandma.
Widow Tom will Cook
Widow
up
Tom, yeah, she can do it.
Yeah.
Widow Tom. Now I've got to wait at least 6 months before I can marry again. I loses more husbands to giant mole. Well, cooking up the giant moles are easy. I mean, one giant mole is enough to feed all of you. She's not quite sure what to do with the weird arrowfish. She's never seen it before. But she makes
mount it on the wall. Wait for it to dry out. You know.
She makes a decent
people
arrowfish stew. It's not awful. It's not great, but you are fed.
It's palatable.
It's palatable between grilled mole burgers and arrowfish stew. You can definitely count that as a rest to get your hit points and spells back.
Nice.
So in the morning, as the funeral for Farmer Tom begins and more swears of vengeance against the giant moles, we got to hire more mercenaries to go down there and kill the moles. That dwarf we hired ain't doing nothing.
Well, we you know, we killed the ones we saw.
And we did run into the dwarf. He was killing things. There's just a lot of things down there to kill.
Yeah, did you know your farm's on an Indian burial ground?
No, but that would explain a lot.
Anyway, we got to go to the church. We got to get the medicine made for our friends.
Yes. Yeah, it'd be fun. I almost drank that. So let's go.
And I got this bottle of dust. We need to find out what the bottle of dust does.
I don't know. It sounds like magic abuser stuff.
All right, so you're traveling back from Farmer Tom's Jr.'s house to Port Crumb. And as you're traveling back, the 4-hour walk, about 2 hours in, you hear this noise of, fire swamp. And you see like little geysers of steam coming out of the ground on the path you're walking along. And then suddenly, pop, 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 snap, pop, 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 snap, pop, 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 snap, kaboom! One huge geyser explodes, and this huge humanoid creature thing of rock and stone and dirt bursts out of the ground looking all angry and stuff. An earth elemental. Roar! What do you do?
Run.
Yikes. Yeah, run.
Okay.
Everybody go.
We run. And now there's an earth elemental loose.
No wonder the government gave all those people this land.
I'm writing that down.
Nice, Grandma.
Clearly, the king was up to something.
Aren't they all, though?
Yeah, they all. But you, without any further encounters, you arrive back at Port Crumb for them to attempt to make the potion with the
Basilisk blood.
The basilisk blood on the handkerchief and the basilisk blood. Well,
the
basilisk goop with an eye floating in it.
I'm gonna save that eye and see if I can't find a wizard. Unless
In town?
Yeah.
Well, there's probably a first level wizard in town.
Yeah, we need to find an alchemist too. We got questions. How does rock get turned into metal and people turned into rock?
Yeah.
Well, after 4 or 5 hours, the priests of the generic temple will accept any domination, even the guys who worship doorknobs. Hand you a bottle. Well, this is enough to get 2 small people or 1 large person. Didn't have a lot to work with, so I can't guarantee the success, but I'm pretty sure it'll work. So you have 1 potion of
Maybe unstonify.
stone to flesh.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
As for finding an alchemist or a wizard higher than first in town, make a charisma check.
All righty. Come on, dice. No.
Yeah, you there is.
How about a 16?
I couldn't find anybody. Any luck, guys?
I'll try
A
that.
16 lets you know that there are 2 adventuring groups that use this town as a base, in addition to yours and the other mercenaries that come through. And one of those adventuring groups is known as the Company of the Crimson Flame, and they are known to employ not 1 but 2 wizards. So maybe one of those 2 would be willing to buy the eye from you or whatever you want to do with it.
I don't know nothing.
Yeah,
That's what your 17 check gets you.
Okay, I'll ask around if anybody's seen the guys with the pointy hats. If there's a tavern.
You're wearing a pointy hat.
Yeah, the other pointy hats.
You mean the gnomes?
No, the wizard-like guys, the magic abusers.
Oh,
Part of the
what do you mean besides first level, Tom?
yes.
Well, the Company of the Crimson Flames got 2 fire mages that they employ.
Yeah, those guys, exactly those guys.
Well, when they're not out adventuring, they tend to hang out at the bar. The Drunk Duck, you could probably go there.
Okay. So I'll make my way over there with. Well, before that, I want to get the basilisk eye into some sort of glass container with a cork. Keep it fresh.
All right, so you go to the bar. Nobody bats an eye that a 8-year-old is walking in here, or however old your character looks.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get that far with the.
Well, we know you look young for an elf, but
Yeah.
an elf
I'm an
years.
urchin. I'm a kid.
You could be 120
Yeah.
and still look like a kid.
Yeah.
I'll ask the owner of the establishment if he's seen either the 2 fire wizards.
Yeah, I think the Crimson Flame are out hunting moles, but one of them's in town. Illyra Sunforge, the fire mage.
Alrighty. Oh, excuse me.
You could probably find her over in the open air market, shopping for their finger waggling things that the finger wagglers use to make their spells work.
All right. I'll double time it over there.
Okay. So you see the usual amount of people walking around the open air market, shopping for whatever. Strangely enough, the candy store is closed.
Oh man.
We need more candy.
Somebody gave him 10 gold pieces. There is one individual that seems to stand out amongst all the normal amount of fishermen and villagers and farmers and low-level adventurers. There is a woman with flame red hair wearing bright red robes,
I'll walk up to her. Hey, hot stuff.
arguing with somebody at a
Hey, hot
booth.
stuff. Interested in a genuine basilisk eye? Taken from the lair of the
looks
giant
at you.
wolf.
Your little 12-year-old elvish body looking up at her. She's like, aren't you a little young for me there?
No,
Hey,
he's
I mean,
not.
I appreciate
Hey,
the
it's just a number,
enthusiasm,
mama.
but I prefer my men a little bit more grown.
Yeah. How about the basilisk guy? You interested?
I'm interested in Basilisk Live. If you actually have a Basilisk guy, I might be interested in.
Boom, right here. Freshly plucked from the lair of the giant moles.
She looks at your desiccated, zombified eye that you had soaking overnight in the sludge. Well, I would definitely be very grateful for an actual basilisk guy, but that's not what this is. But thank you.
How do you figure I pulled it out of the basilisk's dead body and myself?
She holds it up by the little trail as the goo is dripping off of it. Well, this is the eye of something dead. And if it was a basilisk, I don't really have any use for whatever this is. I'm sorry.
Well, of course it was dead. I had to kill the basilisk to get the eye. You think he's going to hand it over willingly?
Well, maybe you didn't ask for
That
enough.
basilisk is really hard to kill. I killed it. The dwarf killed it. We all
Yeah.
killed it again.
Just because somebody brought it back to life and we had to kill it again. to
Well,
find
then
the-
that might have been the problem because you brought it back to life and killed it again. I can't use this. But thank you. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Maybe when you're a few hundred years older.
Yeah, and you'll be dust.
Hey, lady. The bar guy said your friends went down below.
Yes. My companions went off to kill moles or something.
Well, we're gonna go get our companions that went down below and didn't come back. I can tell you, there's new statues down there, though.
There's what down there?
New statues.
New statues. But that's a concern.
Yeah, it'll be my third trip down there.
Well, you are a brave little man.
Yeah, he killed the basilisk the first time, or the second time.
First time.
First time, okay.
And if you ever find a real basilisk, I will definitely be glad to pay you for its parts that hasn't been killed and brought back 4 times.
Well, so you're saying that like the blood of a basilisk that's been dead and then brought back to life and then dead again probably wouldn't be usable to make a stone to flesh potion either?
I wouldn't guarantee it.
Well, that's what we got. We're gonna have to try. I mean, I tried everything I knew when I was down there the first time. But nothing worked.
Yeah.
Still
That
don't know what.
kinda-
Oh, hey, I got a bottle of dust. You know what that might be? I rummage around in my little bag and I pull out a bottle of dust.
She opens it, looks inside it, closes it. It's a bottle of dust.
I wonder why this was important for somebody. Oh well, I'll put it back in my bag.
Maybe it was somebody they know when they got burnt. That's what I do with all my dead.
Maybe.
You magic abusers are weird.
Yes, it is very difficult to dip your hands into the raw primal vein of creation and then bend it to your will. So
Yeah,
yes, we are weird.
the giant mole.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of
I think
work.
that was one of your guys' mistakes. Anyway, we're gonna go down. At least rescue 2 of our 3 friends, maybe. If you don't go down, I don't know if your friends are coming back.
Well, I have some tasks to finish, and then I'll be joining them. So let's hope my friends aren't the friends that you ran into. Otherwise, I'll be in the market of new friends and potential fireball targets. And then she goes back to doing. Then she goes back to whatever she's doing.
Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of targets down in the hole tunnels.
She's no fun. She doesn't like to adventure.
Yeah.
She seems to be busy doing something else, but
Oh well.
Grown up stuff.
Yeah, she's too busy being a grown up. Let's go get our friends back and kill some more moles.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry again.
You want some candy?
I need
I
something
got an
that's
apple.
not.
So it's not candy.
Yeah.
A real meal.
Yeah.
We can go get food before we head out.
All right.
I mean,
should buy
not
some
rations,
food.
but real food.
Yes.
Real
real food.
Yeah. I'm gonna stow my ill-gotten good at the boat in the box.
Your boat.
Yeah, I don't want to walk around with a basilisk eye and 10 pounds of candy.
An undead basilisk guy.
But the whole point of buying it was
we
you
buy
could
some
drag it around with
cookies
you.
from the bakery guy.
Well, yeah, not the 10 pounds of candy.
I wonder if they have a cinnamon roll person here. Cinnamon buns?
The Cinnabon? There is a baker, but I don't think there's Cinnabon, no.
No cinnamon buns. Mm.
And the baker
Pork
could
crumb
make
is
cinnamon
not
rolls.
as cool as crumb on the lay. Crumb on the lay has cinnamon buns.
Which, yeah, this is just a military fort / town of adventurers, so no Cinnabon. But there is a baker who can make cinnamon rolls.
We should get some cinnamon rolls.
I'm for going to whatever local tavern and getting a actual meal.
Well,
Yeah, it's not
only-
made out of dungeon kill, roadkill.
Yeah.
the only
Giant
real,
roadkill.
other than the various huts and things in the open air market, there's the Drunk Duck Inn, and then there's the big paddle wheel boat that the elves hang out at, that apparently has a restaurant in it.
Ooh.
And
Yeah, let's do the
casino.
duck.
You want to go to the drunken duck?
Yeah, I don't feel like getting dressed up.
Maybe they make good drunken duck.
All right.
Mhm.
You acquire a meal at the Drunken Duck, 1 silver each. Nice bread bowl filled with fish stew, and your liquid of choice. There's people in the Drunk Duck talking about, I saw snake folk out by the old shrine. I heard they captured the Black Pirate. Yeah, I heard someone woke up the Iron Witch. Oh, I hope that one's not true. I also heard Farmer Tom died. Oh, poor Tom.
That one is true.
What's an iron witch?
I heard someone woke up the Iron Witch. Well, she's one of them there old school before the fall spell wizard types.
Yeah.
Say
so
someone
like,
woke her up
why is she called an iron witch?
because she turns everything into iron.
Oh. And before and there was a snake called?
Yeah, I didn't see him, but I heard someone else saw him. Yeah, I heard some people saw the snake man out over by an old shrine.
Oh. Do you guys know where the old shrine is?
Out in the wilderness somewhere. I didn't see it. I heard some guy saw it. Yeah, I heard some guy saw a head with 2 legs walking around. Well, that old chestnut. By the time you saw your mom.
Hey guys.
Yeah, what did you want, little boy? You want a
Well-
copper piece to shine my shoes?
I'll shine your shoes if you tell me everything you know about witches and snake men and things.
Everything I know about witches and snake men and thing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I only know what I've heard, the old story about the snake folk that used to rule this land, but that was before the calamity. You wouldn't know calamity if it walked up and slapped you upside the face. The only calamity you know is your mom. And they, a couple of the old fishermen and traveling mercenaries gather around and swap stories of things they think they saw, and the ancient empire of the snake folk that was here hundreds of years ago before the whole place was flooded. But as for knowing about witches, you got to burn them because they're made of wood. They turn you into a newt.
I got better.
Tell by the nose. You can always tell by the nose if it's a witch. They wear big hats and they fly around in pots. They eat babies. Your mom's a witch. Yeah, they don't really know anything about the Iron Witch other than the name.
Okay. Well, anyway, I shined his shoes.
All right. You earn yourself a copper coin.
I'm going to ask Starg.
Yes, that's me.
As I'm feeding him some of my food, I'll be like,
yes, my succulent.
Are these your people? These snake people?
Could be. There was a vast empire of snake folk in this land hundreds of years ago. But they dared to challenge the gods and were punished.
But you're a god, right?
I've already explained this to you.
I get confused.
I'm a very teeny god.
You were just born, right? Not too long ago, or you don't know? I don't know.
The priestess of Tyr would know more about the fall of the snake empire than I would. I mean, it was the kingdom of Hexworth that got formed because of the snake cult way back when. But that was a long, long, long time ago, hundreds of years ago, before the calamity that flooded this land. Once, this was a great kingdom of spires and an ancient cult of snake people who could travel to other worlds, but they dared to challenge the gods and were punished. Their entire kingdom flooded. Armies of what you call paladins coming out of what would become Hexworth. It was a great calamity. And then hundreds of years later, the water receded. Now you got this place. Hundreds of little teeny dungeons to explore and conquer in the name of me.
So you don't know.
One thing I know, if there's shrines and everything was underwater, and that means there's treasure. Lots and lots of treasure.
Well, yes. Well, that's why people come here, is to go out in the wasteland and look for treasure, explore all the old dungeons and stuff. It's a vast, gigantic land of adventure and caves and caverns and dungeons and treasure and monsters. But those places are also usually filled with ghosts and goblins and orcs and dragons and stuff like that. Which is why I'm happy to be a fisherman.
Now we gotta go treasure hunting.
So
I
we get
already fished.
as we finish up eating, I'm gonna be like, okay, so should we go back and try to rescue those people with the potion that might not work?
Yeah, we should try.
And then on the second thing, we did the mole killing, but I don't remember us getting any payment.
Yeah, we got to get paid.
We kind of
that's because you forgot to ask. The succulent Tom Jr., after his father was beheaded. Succulent slaps you with his tail. With Tom dead, Tom Jr.'s in charge of the farm.
Right.
Unless he signs it over to us in the name of me.
Oh, my apologies. Great one. I'll pick out a nice, tasty morsel and feed it to him.
Yes, yes, we should take advantage of his moment of terror. And while he's weak and sad, buy up the land from him and make it our first temple to me.
We're going into real estate?
Well, we need more succulents besides you.
Okay, why don't I recruit some succulents and then I'll get a thing where they each recruit one and then you see where I'm going with this?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so then
They have
then
to
everything
sell something though, like
ah,
Tupperware.
or we can make these little round snake medallions.
Yes.
Sell them.
All right,
Come
so
on.
are you going back to the dungeon or following up on one of these other things you've heard about? Snake folk guarding a shrine.
That could be the second target.
Yeah, we got to go back and try to get somebody back. Let's give it a shot.
Okay, so you re-equip, head back to Farmer Tom Jr.'s house. The trip is uneventful. You stay away from where you saw the Earth Elemental escape.
Give that a wide berth.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you arrive back to Tom Jr.'s house. You do notice that one of the other farms is on fire. Well, it looks like the fire is going out. And there's a couple spiked kobold heads on spikes and just sort of scattered around. So it looks like after you left, they staged another raid. And the whole air just smells like barbecue because everywhere, there's all these open air pits where people are cooking up moles. Yeah, I got mole chili, mole burgers, mole ribs, mole soup, mole pancakes.
You guys should still totally take that to town and sell.
Or cure it, make some mold jerky.
Mole jerky.
Yeah,
Mhm.
bring the mole chili festival to the fort.
So yes, all the farmers are getting together to lend a hand to help hunt down and kill moles. But every time they kill one, 2 more come out. And now they're being ridden by these little kobold things, which are making things worse.
Yeah, we got to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
A pay us a omte succulent.
Yeah, let's go get our money. Going up to the door, knock on it.
Tom Jr. is there wearing all black. Tom the
Aw.
third wearing all black. Mother Tom, widow Tom now, has got to wait 6 months before she can marry again.
Again, my condolences, but pay me money.
Oh, yes, whatever my father promised you. Was it 1 gold a mole?
I don't. I'll look over at the group.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you killed 3 moles. Here's 3 gold. So
Yeah,
you just
thank
split
you.
amongst the 4 of you.
Oh, I'll just hold on to it
Okay.
for the greater good.
Yeah.
But
I
Are
really
you
can't
willing-
hire any more mercenaries, but I hear the other farmers are putting together a war chest. If you want to wait, or you could just go down there and kill more moles in the name of my father.
that is an option. But you need to focus on this farm. But are you really attached to this farm?
Well, I mean, it's all I have to remember my father by. It's the family's farm, but on the other hand, there's not much crops left because of the moles. I could think about selling maybe if the offer was right. What do you think, Widow Tom, Mom? I don't want anything to do with this land. It killed your father. It killed your grandfather. There's just no market for turnips anymore, Tom Jr. You're the man of the house now. Well, I suppose if the offer was right, I'd be willing to sell. I don't know why anybody would want mole-infested land, but unless the railroad's coming through.
Yeah, we're probably doing you a favor. That's
Well,
3
let me
gold.
think about it, and if you survive, I might be willing to sell it.
All right, all right. I don't know how much a farm goes for these days, but guys, we could be. So down the hole we go.
Yeah, we got to.
Down we go.
All right. I need rolls for hole climbing.
Oh, climbing.
Mhm. So that's
I got it too.
thump. Take a point of damage.
I rolled a 20 and a 6.
All right. Well, the 20 you get down safely.
I got a 7.
You make it down safely.
I can't access Owlbear for some reason.
Oh, okay. Well, let me see.
Is it timeout or something weird?
Yeah, my whole laptop is.
Seems to be working. I could roll for you if you want.
I got there. Go ahead though.
Yep, you make it to the bottom fine. All right. Hop, skip, jump. You're back in the room. The dwarf has not replaced the doors this time around. So the doors are still open. Water has slowly been trickling into the room. So you got a bunch of statues. You've got a potion that can do 2 smalls or 1 big. Some of the statues look really familiar. Like that statue looks exactly like the goblin whose sword you took.
He must save Master Goblin.
And that statue looks exactly like the elf whose boat you took. And that statue kind of looks familiar. That statue, you might know that guy. The rest, you know.
Now, before we do this, do we owe any of these guys money?
No.
All right, that's always a thing to think about. Or do you think they'd be good investors in our farm / maybe
Well,
a
the
rental?
elf already got a boat, so I don't know too much about boating, but I'm living on her boat.
Rent free.
Yeah.
Did she charge rent anyways?
No.
Oh, well, still rent free. All right.
Well, a boat is a good base of operations, but a farm that's right on top of a dungeon is also a really good base of operations.
If we can take
And
care of the mole
we could
problem.
always go into mole herding like the kobolds. And
Mhm.
then, slaughter them.
Have a
and
mole
sell
farm.
them
Yeah.
at the
Capitalize on the
mole meat is
budgeting
good.
mole tunneling market. Rent the moles out to
guys
dwarven miners.
decide. I'm guessing we're only going to get one because one's human size and one's a small. So if we do one, we can't do the other. That's the way I'm figuring.
Who's more useful? Let's just break it down to that.
Well, they're your guys' characters, so
Well, I'm trying to play my character as I don't really
I
want
totally
to
get that.
divide
But you two
more
live
treasure.
together. Just saying, I ain't getting involved in that.
Oh,
We bring back the wrong one, and someone's going to hear an earful. Just saying.
Oh, I don't care.
not really, but
Well, break even and bring back somebody you don't know.
well,
That way you don't have to
Well,
worry
that's
about
a lot
anybody
of
getting
statues.
upset.
one's a
Yeah.
wizard and one's a fighter. Do we no, we don't have any fighters.
No, I've been pretending to be a fighter.
We also don't have any wizards right now.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm a torch
You
bearer.
also
so-
have the option of hiring hirelings, and you do have
Oh, yeah.
NPCs that are technically the parties.
Didn't your character have some magic stuff on him?
Had.
Oh, okay.
I had that rod,
The rod,
That
you
weird
still
thing.
have that quest dangling over you.
but either that or we could just even audit and then just go with that.
But you remember the pirate elf had a whole bunch of magic things. At least they might have been.
we're not sure.
She had a crystal thing and a book.
Let's experiment on the
Let me,
elf.
let me see what I had. I don't even
All right.
remember.
So we approach the elf.
How tall was Rhea, dragon pirate elf?
She was like 5.5 feet.
So she could count as a small. I mean, you know.
All right, so we pour
Test
half
case.
of it on the elf.
Okay.
Stand back and see what happens.
All right. Elf. Pirate.
Mhm.
Roll a d20.
Ah, just a straight D20.
Yep.
18.
All right. What was it? Ria? What was her name? Raya?
Rilal.
Rial?
Rilal.
Rial, you were fighting a basilisk. You killed the basilisk. You came up with this great idea that maybe you could use the blood of the basilisk to turn your friends back to normal. And you reached down to get the blood of the basilisk, and then you must have blinked. Because now you're standing looking at some people you don't know and a couple people you do know. And yeah, you not sure what else happened.
Yo, hello.
But, you're mostly back.
Are you okay? Because you're like rock.
Well, her skin is a little ashen gray now.
I'm poking her.
Ow, stop poking me.
Her
Well, we gotta
flesh.
make sure you're unstoned.
Yeah.
Well, I look kind of weird, but I
Yeah.
feel
The only side effect because of is that your skin is now gray.
Oh,
So
okay.
you look like a dark elf.
Oh,
But other than that, you made it out perfectly fine. And there's
All right.
just enough left to pour on maybe somebody else.
Let's go try this on the Master Goblin.
So now you get to run 2 characters until you get back to town.
okay.
So
All right.
we pour some on Master Goblin.
Carver, roll a d20.
Okay.
Oh, well, sorry. You actually make it worse. You pour the potion on Carver, and he starts dissolving.
Oh, that's not
Oh,
supposed to happen.
oh
And before you stop, half of his head's missing.
Oh, this is
no.
bad.
Oh no.
Now
And
he
one
has to be
arm.
mended. And then.
Yeah, if you just put the arm back on with some silly putty, it'll be fine.
We need to find some of that magical duct tape.
Hey, Tiny Snake God, isn't there anything you can do to help all these people in here?
Yes, there is, but he doesn't need to be bothered with that right now.
Eventually, my
Yeah,
succulent
thanks.
will be powerful enough to bring them all back. Perhaps if you all converted to worshiping me, I would have more power to increase the chances of bringing them back.
Oh, no,
Obey
man.
me. Turn
Snake
to the worshiping of the demon. I mean, yes, especially the Tyrion.
I'll think about it.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, we got one person back.
Until then, you got to wait till Doughboy here gets access to 3rd level spells.
And we got to mend the statue.
Yeah, I don't think that goblin's coming back.
Yeah, that Carver's not come back.
So I'm gonna see if
Looks
I
like
can
you're not finishing the quest from the rod.
Well, we can bring him back, but he'll be dead.
Yeah, you can bring him back,
Well,
but
we
he'll
can
be
get
dead.
the rod.
You can get all his stuff at least. But
It's all about the stuff anyway, so
Yeah.
you know.
but you can't. Yeah, sorry, that one's the Carver's gone. I'm sorry. But yeah, you could get whatever he had on him that was magical. What else did you have besides the rod? Was that it?
Let me bring back up the sheet.
'Cause,
That's what jinxed it. I brought back up the sheet to look at him. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
because we know somebody has your sword now.
just some mace to the half magic rod,
Yep, that survived.
jellied eel.
That's not magic. That's just really gross. Tastes better now that it's been turned to stone and turned back.
Here's my thought, guys. If we know where the rod is, and we know the magical items don't get turned to stone, then wouldn't we just have to chip the magical items out of the rock bag?
Maybe.
Well, you can save the half rod.
Yes, that's the only magical thing I had. That the katana, which wasn't determined yet.
Well, it glows blue in the dark, so it's probably magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be hanging on to that.
Well,
In memory
you
of
know,
my good
that
friend,
metal mace
goblin.
against the stone, it might work, Ben.
Well, you're out of goop. The last of the goop melted Carver, so
His
you
head.
won't be turning anybody else back.
But it's like mining. I
Yes,
got a
you
pickaxe.
could mine the other bodies for their stuff, but nobody else has anything obviously magical on them.
Well, yeah.
So you'd
But
have
I'm
to.
just saying,
So
if we know we killed Carver because we dissolved his head.
Yeah.
So, that didn't.
we either get a better potions, or we're going to be killing these people as well by chipping them apart.
He doesn't need this
I'm
hand.
not
This ring
suggesting
might
we
be
chip everybody
magic.
else apart.
Now, I don't really know them or care, but they could
Yeah,
also.
One of them looks kind of familiar. The
They
rest, they're strangers.
They-
Adventurers walk through town all the time.
They could come back as followers of my god here. So
Yes. Think of what they would owe you if you brought them back. I didn't see the Tyrion god do anything. I didn't say that.
I know, right?
I mean, I don't have anything to help.
Not yet.
Of course.
That little snake thing you said, someday you two priests, or at least one of you
I
priests.
can't speak for Tyr, but I know my guy, when he's getting third level, he's getting the ability to turn these guys back.
That's right.
Trying to stay
All
in
right. Well, do we want to try to chip out Carver's wand or whatever that was?
Whoa.
Gillum is the real adventurer here. If they're dead, take their stuff.
Or
I
I
do
mean,
you
like
want
this,
Is
I
it-
tip over the
Is it
statue.
something like super important that we need right now?
I don't know. I'm just a kid. I just know it does stuff. It's magical.
Unfortunately, none of the other statues have anything that's obviously magical on them, so you would have to pick through
The
them.
hard way like this, I say as I tip over Carver's statue.
Yeah, yep, that's always one way to do it. Yep, yep.
Roll 20 to see how badly.
Sorry,
you
old pal.
It was right in his pouch.
Yeah, but wouldn't want anybody like
Yeah, no
Reanimating you
amount
out
of
of
cure
head
life
or anything.
is curing Carver. I'm sorry, he is our first victim.
No.
We may as well try, man. I dig out the pickaxe.
Okay, you have a pickaxe. Oh, sorry,
Yeah, I have a pickaxe.
you have a Minecraft pickaxe. All right, who do you want to pickaxe first?
Carver.
The guy that looks kind of familiar, or the
Oh,
one of the
Carver's
strangers?
now in pieces on the ground.
Yes, Carver's now in
Yeah.
pieces. You've got anything off Carver that might have been worth anything you've got.
Okay.
The only thing that survived is the half of the rod.
Half of the rod.
And whoever picks up the half of the rod gets the same message that if you help it and light a bunch of wood from a dryard's tree in the brazier that Rial has, you'll be able to get the location of the rest of the rod. So somebody stuck with that quest. And that the last dryad was seeing
There
somebody for the mark.
it is. Who wants the rod?
No volunteers, I'll take it. But
All right.
you guys,
You
The
could
voice
just
of the rod says something, old world, old magic, something. Get wood from a dryad's tree, burn it in the brazier that Riel put on her boat, and I will tell you where to find the second half of the rod.
that seems like a higher level thing.
All
A
right,
more
so
experience level thing.
who do you want? Which of these
That's
statues do you think is worth your time, Gillum, with your little pickaxe?
Well, I look around. Which statues are already broken?
I'm writing the
Uh,
rod down on my sheet.
Well, the one of Carver is definitely broken. There's one that might have been a halfling that's kind of broken. There's another one that's a dwarf that's broken. There's another one that's a human that's broken. All the rest, the other 3 statues seem fine. The statue of Ferdinand, fine. The statue of some guy you don't know, fine.
No, we'll leave the ones that look like they can be resurrected
hey.
maybe down
I
the road.
got an idea, guys.
So I'm gonna check out the most damaged of those. Like, you know.
Well, that would probably be the kobold.
Kobold probably doesn't have anything, but what the heck?
Never know.
So I pickaxe away at the kobold.
All right.
Turn the kobold into cobble.
You cobble the kobold, making a cobble bold, but nothing falls out that looks like it would survive.
How disabled would the dwarf be if he were resurrected?
He, with your lack of knowledge of dwarf anatomy, you're not sure, but it definitely looks like somebody took a chunk out of it.
Does you know, the sneaky god guy, does he sense anything, you know, worth chipping away for?
What? No, you're fine.
You, Mr. Snake.
Yes.
Out of
Address
all
me
these-
by my proper name. I am your god.
Sisterg, the succulent.
I'm not. I don't remember signing up to a cult.
It's more like a club.
You're a club, not a cult.
Yeah.
I don't. I got a busy schedule. I already gave it the office.
What is it you wish for me of me, future succulent?
Well, do you sense anything among these statues that's worth digging in for?
Oh, you wish to draw upon my vast, divine, hellish power, huh?
Hey, you know, he's your, you know, succulent, and if it helps him out, it helps you out. Just saying. You know, like, do you
Very well.
sense any magic buried inside those
All right.
statues?
I mean, doesn't every great god need a bunch
He
of
closes his
warriors?
eyes, and you hear in your head,
I will close my eyes as well and start spinning around like I'm going to point at something. And I tell me when.
I don't know that spell. It's a wizard spell. Just point at something randomly. They won't know.
I will do that. I will open my eyes and I sense as the vessel, as he channels his vessel, channels through me his vessel. This here seems auspicious.
Yes, he points at one of the statues. Yes, that one has some magic on it.
Go over it, inspect it. Is it damaged?
No, it's an undamaged. It's a human that none of you recognize.
Alas, poor Yorick.
Yeah, they're dead anyway. I mean,
Do you just push him over?
yeah.
That poor guy.
Timber.
It just shatters. Nothing survives. Well, he obviously had some potions, and you broke them. Way to go, succulent. I don't know why I bother. It's tough being the only god in the room.
Yeah, the potion's broke. Nobody's stepping it. I mean, we don't know if there were more than one kind.
That's a
So
lot of noise. But
we have
no
accomplished we've accomplished the resurrection of at least.
You've
One.
resurrected the elvish wizard.
Yay! Thank you.
Okay. All right.
So
Well,
move on
Should
to
we
the.
try to go light the wood that's on the boat?
You've got
We don't have the dryad.
You've got
right.
you've got
Wood.
kobold, giant mole infested caves. You've got whatever's on the other side of that iron door.
The Iron Witch, probably.
or you can just leave this place and go do something else. It's open-ended. There's no meta quest. Do whatever you want.
We could go back to the place where we found the snakes, people statues and stuff.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Well, there's a temple down in here.
Oh,
Oh, you mean the one the villagers were talking about?
Yeah.
that's
Temples,
here.
temples have riches.
That's true. They do.
And if it's of the serpent, it may be appropriate that my master takes possession.
Yes.
And if we get enough treasure, then
And
you can buy
she-
that farm.
Yes, my adventure Airbnb.
Mhm.
That's a dungeon right there. Well, let us proceed
Proceed where?
to the
I guess
snake.
we're going to the snake temple. Gillum knows the way, right? I guess
guess
Rilal does. Rilal was there too, right? So I guess she knows.
You don't remember a snake temple down here?
Well, there was a little place with the pillars and all that.
There was a summoning circle on the first level, but
That was in that dead end room, I think, right?
yeah, Riel, you don't remember a snake temple?
No, I don't
down
remember
here?
snakes.
But there was snakes.
There's snakes in
I
the
thought the villagers
woods.
said the temple was out in the woods.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
they
let's go
said.
find that.
And
Or it's either that we got to figure out where the kobolds are and deal with them.
Yep.
We could settle that down.
You definitely are you definitely are within walking distance of that.
So we're not.
I would. This JSA would be in favor of trying to get rid of some of the kobolds and the moles.
I mean, you can't exactly start a snake cult with kobolds messing up everything all day long.
Yeah. And you don't, if you do want the farm, we can't have a bunch of kobolds raiding it all the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Well, we could go back the way the dwarf went. You seem to know where they were coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why don't we do that?
So if you follow the passageway where you saw the dwarf come from, that leads into a chamber that filled with a bunch of dead kobolds. And then the walls in this chamber have fallen through and open up into what looks like some natural caves, possibly mole warrens. And the smell of mole just hits you. So, yep, you think this is the right place. You could do some kobold mole killing in these caves and
Filthy creatures. I thought I was my mom always said I was dirty, but nowhere like this.
all right. Well, that's where we will tie things up. You've acquired the magic sword, and you brought a character back to life. Didn't really pick up anything else treasure-wise, so you each get
The rod.
okay. You each get 2 experience points.
2 experience points.
2 experience points for JSA, but none for Rilal, or how?
However you want. It's 2 for each.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any from the first session.
Because I got you the first level,
Oh, okay.
and then I just gave you 3 for the stuff that you texted me.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah,
So
look,
it's 5.
So you have
For me to be at
5.
level-
You need 10 to get second level, and
Okay.
to get to third level, Gillum needs 20. Gillum has 2.
Sorry about the dog, guys.
No problem.
Right. So you need 10 to be at second level, which is where I'm at, and then I just got 2, so that's 12, right?
No, it erases and starts over.
Oh, it starts over each time. Okay.
Once you reach a new level, your totally XP resets back to 0.
Oh,
So now you need 20.
Now I need 20.
Mm-hmm. And you have 2.
I have 2.
Mm-hmm. But third level, you get a new talent. Ooh,
I
talent.
know those talents are cool.
And second level, the casters will get some new spells, maybe. Ooh, spells. And now Riel is an unofficial member of the Drow Elf because she's got Drow Elf skin.
Yeah, she'll be able to infiltrate.
Yeah.
Work on disguises. Woo!
Yeah, and your shoe shine boy shtick.
Mhm.
That could be a good source of information too.
Yeah. We go adventuring. I
All
got
right.
this
So the
stick.
plan for next game is Cobalt Caves. Easy
Yay.
enough. The 21st.
Sounds good, I guess. Yeah.
21st.
Mhm.
Fine for us.
Maybe even Gardner Boy will be able to make it. All right.
I
Thanks
think he has
everybody for
There's a
coming.
lot going on with
Yeah.
this.
I'm gonna have to get therapy now since my character died, so I'll have to play another game.
Okay.
Because you know,
At least you get to play another game.
because D&D is therapy. You know.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Go find a D&D game or a Daggerheart game.
In Crum on the Lake.
Mhm.
The village of Crum on the Lake.
Crumb on the way.
Yeah, Crum on the Lake.
Crumb
Like
on the
all
lake.
Villages, you know. There's
Mhm.
Crum Lee. There's Crum on the Lake. There's
Yeah.
Crum.
Port Crumb.
Crum.
All right, I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes, it was fun.
Thank you. We got our first death, sort of delayed death, but it definitely counts as a death. All right, so I'll pick this up on the 21st. It's in the stream. Thank you, whoever stopped by to say hi, which was Cooperative Waffle. Always nice to see you, Cooperative Waffle. And tune in 2 weeks for more dungeon crawling, Shadowdark madness. Yay! And stream.
Yay.